Oops.
Welcome back to Nerdrotic. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com, and it is Friday Night Tights. Good evening, everybody. I'm live in San Francisco, and I'm with my good friend Comics Division. What's up, Comics?
You know, not a whole lot, man. I made 2 videos and I slacked off the rest of the week playing Sekiro, which is a awesome game, despite being called ableist by the smear merchants. It's a fun game. So if you're into console gaming, I say go check it out, man.
What's it called?
Sekiro.
Sekiro.
Sekiro. It's Japanese.
Sekiro. Oh, it's Japanese. Oh,
yeah, it means one-armed wolf.
Oh, duh. Well, one-armed doesn't. Wouldn't you mean one paw wolf?
Well, that's the name of the character. Sekiro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what they call him, I should say.
Cool. Sekiro. There he goes. Tech guy's got it. He knows what's up. He knows the 411. Christy Miller, congratulations on 81,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Yes, we hit 80,000 last night, I think, this early in the wee hours of the morning or something like that.
Dude. That's slick.
That is. Oh, Motolicious, $2. Dude, Moto, I was seriously thinking about making that my avatar is Snowflame. Snowflame, I am going to do something with Snowflame. Snowflame is going to get integrated into this channel. So I'm going to probably put Snowflame with Cosmic Crater Girl. But Snowflame, the cocaine superhero, is going to be integrated into this channel somehow, some way. It's happening. Thank you, Nicholas Horton. And we've got Mongoose McQueen, Warren Roar. Hail, Lord Gary. You've been killing it with great content and videos. Thank you so much. I do my very best. Christine Fernandez, Ardo FRL, Gowan Commando, Grace B, Neo Allison, Artemis Over Easy, and Matthew Matson with the wrenches. Welcome and thank you. You will be busy. Otter Vomit, James Peters, Chuck Zilla, Tech Guy, Chris Wilson, Sinister. I got to go up because I missed some people here. Bear Knight, JD. Ideas is a great channel. JD, I have like a really good friend named JD. Are you JD in Portland? Speaking of drugs, we did a lot of drugs together in the 80s. He's like one of my oldest best friends. Beagleman 85, is your refrigerator running? What the? Hologram Nunchuck, James Campaign. Is it Campania? Sorry. Zachary Tavor and Warren Smith, Joseph, Fred Leggett, Mark Santos, and Bear Nerd Fun. Let me be in your house. Sure, why not? Ron Stallcup, Zero Fever. Well, that's good to have a zero fever. I got a fever. I need more cowbell. Christy Miller again. Obi-Wan Reviews. What's up, Obi-Wan Reviews? How are you doing, fandom menace person? You. And then there's like a Russian name, which I don't know. So I'm just going to call you Vladimir because, yeah, that's just where we're calling you from now on is Vladimir. Okay. Dark Shamrock 57, $1.99. Love your shows. Please keep it up. Oh, I will. The question I want to ask you all, you too, Comics Division, is I've been kind of holding back on the Game of Thrones videos. I could do like 3 a day. I'm that pissed off. And I kind of had an idea.
Okay.
So I mean, I know a thing or two about the book. Again, I'm no Preston Jacobs, but I know the characters pretty damn well. I was thinking about doing some videos on like kind of what you're missing. Now, before Preston Jacobs fans come and scream at me, I'm not going to do it like he does video. And please check out his channel if you are pissed about Game of Thrones. He's got a good channel. Okay. And he used to do episode reviews and kind of point out what you're missing from the book. Really like those videos. So what I'm going to do is do it by character. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. Well, I'll put one up and you guys will tell me if you're interested or not. But I'm going to start out with a Saturday. I'm going to do Euron Greyjoy, and I'm going to try to fit in. I'm going to do it a little different, but with the characters that are left, the ones that you might not like as much. And I'm going to try to explain to you why they're in the book and why they're actually good characters and why the show actually pretty much screwed them up. Now, not to be too hard on Dan and Dave, certain characters, there's just, you can't do it that way in the show. I totally understand that, but there's still backstories and they still half-ass some stuff. If anybody knows about the King's Moot, that's when Euron Greyjoy became king. That was such a joke scene, and it was like one of the best things in the book. So I might do something like that, but they might be kind of long. So just so you know, and frickin' pet ghost, for Christ's sake. But I mean, the question I asked in the title, and you could get on this because it's just about storytelling, Comics Division. I know you don't watch the show, but it's just about storytelling. Is when you base a work on source material, the source material 9 out of 10 times is superior.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Unless it's complete crap. I'd say the only time I think where a movie did it better than the book, and even Stephen King admitted this, was that they changed the ending of The Mist. And I love that movie. A lot of people hate it, but that is such a great example of a good horror movie because it fucking sucks.
The Mist is great. 99 out of 100 times. You're right. I will also, this might be sacrilege, but I think the movie The Stand is way better than the book, or not The Stand, The Shining. I like the movie more than I like the book.
The Jack Nicholson one or the one from the 90s?
Jack Nicholson one. I don't even count the other one. I watched it. It's okay. I mean, it's more based on the book and it's fine. The book was good, but the Shining movie was, I mean, Kubrick's is a classic. It's a fracking classic. Come on. And yeah, you know what? I love Stephen King when I was in junior high. I mean, I respect him as a writer, but I'm not really into his stuff anymore.
I was never a huge fan.
Yeah. But I didn't see the It trailer. I did like it. I did. I thought that was a good movie. So I was looking at the heritage tree, and Robert Baratheon is he's not half Targaryen. He's got Targaryen blood in him for sure, but he's not half. No. He's got like an aunt or something who was Targaryen. Unless I'm wrong about it, I'd have to look, but I always thought he has dragon's blood in him. Yes. But the Baratheons were a house that didn't exist until till Aegon Targaryen came to Westeros, and they were given Storm's End because he was the hand of and the best bud of Aegon Targaryen. Was it? It's not Oris Baratheon. I can't remember. It's a Baratheon. So yeah. So we've got that. And our friends Bounding Into Comics got their Facebook page back.
Yeah, I saw that.
Very good news.
That is good news. And I think it's funny how all that went down too, because they were like, "Oh, I don't see what the problem is. Your page is pulling up. Everything looks fine on our end." It's like, yeah, you're about to get a huge fucking railing from everybody. I think it's probably what it was.
That was a test, folks.
I think it was
absolute test. So we're going to read that article in a little bit from our good friends in Bounding Into Comics. And I'm very happy because I did not have to quit Facebook because it would have taken me days to back up all those pictures and stuff. But I would have done it. I was ready to do it.
I was too. I started making. Was it a I can't remember the name of that website that they basically set up on. MeWe, there we go. I wanted to say WeWe, which I knew was wrong. MeWe.
I would just go back to MySpace. Fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to post you guys have, this is what I'm doing. It's like, I'm going to delete my Facebook page at the end of this Friday, not this Friday, but the following Friday. I was like, if you want to follow me, go over here. I'm out.
Yeah, I was completely ready to do it. Nuke my page and everything. I'm glad that didn't have to happen though. Very glad that didn't. So Bounding Into Comics is back. We also have some news that The Matrix might be coming back. This comes from the director of John Wick. So we will go over that. And of course, there's the Rian Johnson's trilogy. Is it on? Is it off? I'm hearing multiple things. I'm pretty damn sure it's off. We've been saying that. I mean, everybody's been saying that. What Eric Deckard put out a tweet like, "Yeah, I've known the trilogy was going to be off ever since I saw The Last Jedi." So there's no way they're going to give him a trilogy. Please,
fucking way.
I double dog dare you, Disney, to come out with the Rian Johnson trilogy.
It will be worse than Solo, probably. Unless people just go to hate watch it.
Yeah, it would make YouTube channels last forever. Then there was an article I saw on a garbage tier website, but we'll talk about it later, and it's Gandalf versus Dumbledore, and George R.R. Martin weighed in and said Gandalf can kick Dumbledore's ass, and I totally agree with him. I totally agree. Yeah, and there's reasons for that.
Oh, absolutely, there is.
Well, we can simply say that, like, well, Dumbledore, while he is a wizard, he is a human being.
Yeah,
and Gandalf is not a human being. Yeah. So, but we'll talk about that later. And of course, there'll be lots of Game of Thrones talk and whatever you guys want to talk. And of course, we have 80,000 subscribers, which is it hasn't really sunk. Thank you. It hasn't sunk in at all. And yeah, so my wife showed my channel to which is nice to know my wife knows my channel exists. And she showed it to like a client. It was like a teenage client. She's all, that's legit. I'm like, right on, I'm legit to a teenager. Two gay wizards. Is Gandalf gay?
No, but the actor who played him is.
Well, of course, that's true. Yes. He was the Grand Wizard at the Pride Parade the year I moved up to San Francisco, because that's the one I went to. Yeah, I went. Yeah, I went. And haven't been since. So
it's one of those things, I guess you have to just experience it once and then you're set for life, right?
It's a parade. It's just a little more fabulous. That's all. Yeah. It's just a more fabulous parade. Fabulous. Silhouetted animator for $5. I've been told by someone that Terra might show up in Swamp Thing, and the rumor about Aqualad being in Titan season 2 is false. Okay. Terra might show up. Well, I mean, like, I hope it wasn't in the last 3 episodes that they canceled, which sucks. I'm a little irked about that, especially watching Doom Patrol, and Doom Patrol's, you know, despite having a couple woke episodes, has been pretty good. The last episode being particularly good. So
that's good to hear. It was just the 2 and that was it.
Well, I mean, if it sticks around, it's going to be okay. So what I heard is Disney streaming or DC streaming. If it sticks around, it'll be maybe for another year, and it'll get absorbed into the shows. Will get absorbed into WB, and all the comic book stuff will go away. And the thing is, these streaming service costs a ton of money.
Oh, so, yeah, they got to support the infrastructure to do it.
Yep, and you can't just have a couple million subscribers, which Trust I don't even know.
I know.
Yeah, and I don't know if DC streaming even has that, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. They might. Just to bear in mind that CBS All Access only had a couple million for a while. And they only doubled that when they got the Super Bowl. And then they lost a bunch, and then they continued to count them, calling them pause subscribers. Also, I want to do this right off the bat. Right off the bat. And I got to get his card. Excuse me. I have my water, by the way. 3D Trekker. Jeff and Kim McCulvey. This is 3dtrekker.com. Okay, I'm going to show you the card. It's going to have their email on it and stuff. I got to be able to make sure you can see it. And there you go. There you go. These people, you might want to check them out, because they sent me this today in the PO box. And I picked up the box, and it was doing this. I hope I don't get a copyright strike.
Yeah, just like we'll talk through it just to make sure you don't get a copyright strike.
Yeah, shouldn't that? So, this is an Orville ship. Here, I'll just mute my mic.
Nice. Yeah. Take it away from the mic. Yeah, there you go. All right. Hey, folks, how's it going? Gary has his mic. Okay,
yeah. So I didn't even think about that till I pressed the button. So yes, we got I got a USS. Is it a USS? I don't know if it's USS Orville. And yeah, they gave me a little stand right here. And they 3D printed it. It's really good. Got great detail on it. And yes, it plays the theme song. Press a little button right there. And this is going to be hanging on the ceiling so you can see it like right down there, right next to the Serenity. I've got a Yahtzee Serenity ship up there. It's
Nice.
going to go right next to that, and my little Rocinante and my Enterprise. And I'm so happy that I got this. So thank you so much again, 3dtrekker.com. Check it out. And thank you. Send the PO the box. Yeah, it started, this thing's going out of focus. Damn it. The box started playing the Orville theme. I'm like, what the hell? But all right. So, and unfortunately, I know you don't watch the show, but that's kind of the hot topic around here is Game of Thrones.
No, I should watch it just to talk about it. But
oh God, you'd have to sit through this nonsense right now. So
honestly, it's a little late in the game for me. So it's like, what's the point?
The clap back that I'm getting over this. Now it's different. Okay. This is different than me going after Captain Marvel or Brie Larson or a woke MCU or an awoke this and awoke that. And like Doctor Who I still get a lot of shit for Doctor Who. I'm fine, by the way. It doesn't bother me at all. The only thing that's a little irksome is friendly fire sometimes, and I've been getting a ton of friendly fire from the Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones thing has gotten a lot of people upset, and it's like, I'm sorry, I don't like the show. Well, actually, I'm not sorry. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm sorry it sucks. I'm sorry it sucks. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's not Comics Division's fault. It's not any of the fans' fault. It's not our theory crafting. It's not our expectations.
Mm-hmm.
It was HBO, George R.R. Martin, Dan and Dave, whoever else wrote on that, and let everybody down by rushing it. And obviously, Mrs. Nerdrotic is home, so the dogs are going crazy.
Of course.
And it's not our fault. And it's funny. Remember that article? Well, I don't know if any of you saw my last video. I popped up a CNET article. I want to show you this. So the CNET article originally said something to the effect of Game of Thrones' biggest battle is fan expectations. Well, they changed the headline. They changed the headline. I got to pull this up here. That is
fantastic.
Okay, go. There. I'm going to have to just pull it up the old-fashioned way. Game of Thrones. Yeah, here we go. They absolutely changed the headline right after the video came out. That's kind of weird. I'm not saying they watched my video, but they didn't change the tone of their article at all. But it's basically, and it still says the same sub headline, which is dueling commentary. Fan expectations are pegging the world's biggest show to become they did actually change that completely. Changed their freaking headline from the it's different. So what it says in the video basically is it's Game of Thrones' biggest problem is fan expectations. And that thing popped up while I was making the video. There was already at the time 6 or 7 articles saying the same goddamn thing. It's being typical shield media. Yep. And the question do you think the media is starting to get a little butthurt about being called shills? Do you think we might shame them into doing their fucking job?
Whoa, hang on, dude. You got Young Rupa in here. That's awesome, dude. Fan of your channel, man.
Dude, where is he?
Young Ripper 59, he just made a comment, said, yeah.
What's up, man? How's it going? That guy's a comic fan. I like him.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
And a libertarian.
Yes. What is up? I didn't even know he was aware my channel exists. That's the big time. He's all, I'm here. What's up, man? What's good? Man, everything's good here. Except for the shill media and Game of Thrones and comic books and Doctor Who and Star Trek, but everything else is good. Star Trek sucks. Star Wars sucks.
Everything sucks, unfortunately.
There's some good things out there. Like I said, Doom Patrol is good, but it's great to have you here in the chat, dude. It is an honor. I've been subbed for a while now, and man, I wish I found your Supergirl videos sooner. They're very cathartic. I hate that show with the intensity of 10,000 suns, as Doomcock says.
I could only get past like 2 episodes. I was like, this show is trash, man. I'm not fucking watching it.
Forced myself through 2 seasons.
I'm sorry.
It was pure hate watch. It was just like, really? And yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, it's like the first episode, she's talking about how she's a strong, independent woman. At the end, she's like crying, talking about how she's not a strong, independent woman. It's like, fucking make up your mind, man. It's like,
I saw the premiere of it, and it was hot garbage. They re-edited it, so it's better. The finished product is better, but the first one that they showed at Comic-Con, nobody cheered. And God, who's the guy who runs the CW stuff? I forgot his name. He does like 14 shows now. He runs Titans. And the first thing he had to say was not, hey, we got Supergirl. We're bringing superheroes to the air. He was like, we're going to have our first gay relationship on a superhero show that comes on Thursday at 3:00. I don't know what. That's the first thing.
Nobody fucking cares, man.
And nobody cared. Nobody went woo or anything. And he's in like Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con, right? There's 6,000 people in there. There might have been a woo. That was it. But Berlanti, yes, Greg Berlanti. Jesus Christ. Well, the guy makes money for him. What can you say? All right, so Game of Thrones, there's tons of crap going on. It's going to be beyond. There's fan division now, but the media is starting to come around. I'm wondering if CNET wrote that article prior to The Long Night, because The Long Night pissed off a lot of people. The Last of the Starks pissed off a lot more. I think the rest will be pissed off next week. I think next week, that's it. I think this is a car crash. It's a historic failure. They will write books on this. This will be remembered forever. And believe me, from the end till the end of time, you're going to hear people go, well, you don't want your show to go Game of Thrones.
I don't know. It's like, how much more can they fuck this show up?
Young Ripa, dude, much love to you. We need to get you on. I will DM you. Because I've got a free speech thing I want to do, and I'd love for you to join. Because somebody sent me a great article, and I can't really do a video here on this channel, but it's about Microsoft Word going woke.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually am going to forward it to Dave Cullen. I'll forward it to you, Young Rippo.
Yeah, you need to send it to me too, man. I got to.
Yeah, I'll send it to you guys. It's not something that's up my alley, but Young Rippa's, he's all over that stuff, and yeah, you can do one too, dude.
I have a video plan that's gonna be talking about free speech.
Yeah, it's about like your autocomplete and all this stuff. It's gonna be like all politically correct and stuff.
Oh my god,
it's crazy. So as we go towards the digital era, which I was such a fan of
till now,
for sure. I'll send it. I'll send it tonight, Young Ripa. So in the 90s, oh my god, is it time to tell you guys? Is it really time to tell you guys? I've been promising this every anniversary, and I do. Okay, maybe later I'll
do it. Just do it, man. Just tear the Band-Aid off.
Just tear the Band-Aid off. Okay, fuck it. It's 80,000 subscribers. I promised this at 10. I promised this at 50. I promised this at 60. This might get a lot of people to unsub. I don't know, but what the hell? It's YouTube, and I'm just gonna dox the hell out of myself anyway. So as you all know, I'm a grateful recovering addict. Did a lot of drugs in the 80s. Got in a lot of trouble. So yeah, I did some time, like 4 years.
All right.
In Folsom. So true story.
State pen.
Yep.
Wow. Dude.
I did county. I did state. So I've always alluded to that, and I actually admitted it on my game of American Gods first review when I think 30 people watched it. So it's been on the channel forever, and I tell the story in my NA and AA meetings all the time. I don't really care. I don't really care. The last job I went to, I freaking told them. I'm like, yep. It was 25 years ago. It was 25 years ago, 26 years ago, long time ago. So when I get, and believe me, I'll, on another night, I'll give the full story on that, but I won't bore you with it. And so when I get out, right, I go in like 80, was it 89? I went in, I got out like in 93. The internet's there. Like I had never freaking heard of the internet. So I had been out of the world for 4 years and I come back and there's this thing called the internet. It's just there. And I'm like, what's that? And they're like, you can talk to people. And I couldn't even conceive it when they were telling it to me. So I felt like the entire world changed. I was on Gilligan's Island or something. Well, a really fucking nasty Gilligan's Island. And so I get back and the internet exists. And I'm like, this is going to change the world. The world's going to be so different. It's going to be great. And now we're seeing, this is like the first,
digital dystopian.
This Microsoft Word article was the first time, I'm serious, today I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is really bad, because they can start disappearing words, they can start disappearing people, they can start disappearing phrases, they can now edit out, you want to take something out of a story, it's going to be out. If you want your book to be on a platform, Mark Twain, they're already doing it to Mark Twain books. Listen,
are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, like,
wow,
you can't take away our history. You got to show that ugliness. We need to see the ugliness, okay, so we don't repeat it.
That's a huge freaking mistake.
It is. You're taking away our history, and like, I don't mean that in a glorious sense.
No,
we need all of our history there, because once they start taking out the stuff, we can all argue, okay, yeah, that's bad, it sucked, but the reason it should stay there is because then they're going to start taking out stuff that's very subjective. That's very, well, it sucks to some people, but it might not to others. But there's a lot of people out there right now who think they're right. And those are the scariest ones.
It's only a matter of time. And I know a lot of people have said this. It's only a matter of time before they start going after the founding fathers and trying to erase them as well.
Oh, yeah.
And you have that going on, and it's in California. I don't remember which city, but they want to remove this mural from a school because it's triggering students. It's pretty messed up. And
yeah. And again, I don't want to get into it here. I do what down to my kids. I can make an entire channel on what goes down to my kids' school, Everett Junior High in San Francisco, California. Okay. So, back to Game of Thrones. So I get back and the internet is just all there. But I don't know how I got there, but we're going to go back to Game of Thrones now, because that is on my mind. So, I know a lot of people want to blame George, and I think I don't know who to blame. Blame. And at this point, does it really matter?
No,
I mean, the
really.
damage is fucking done. It's screwed. The show's done. It's baked. All that time you put in, all that time they put in, they got to be frustrated too. But that's part of being a critic. We could certainly be understanding as humans, but they got paid millions of dollars and they mailed it in, and you and I pay for HBO. And as I've always said, if you're going to be on a paywall, you're going to be on a higher standard, for me anyway.
No, I agree. It makes me kind of wonder if it's coming from HBO more so than from them, because if you look at a lot of the stuff that's coming from HBO now, it certainly seems like it's getting woke. And what is it? I need to watch the trailer for Watchmen.
Oh, that was my next topic. I'll just describe it to you. So there's a video. I'm going to do a video on this. It's everything. Okay, so I'm going to speak to you because you're a comic fan, and all the comic fans out there who have read this book and know what this book is truly about. It is certainly political.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's not political in the sense of right left.
Right.
At all.
And that's perfectly fine.
And because the person who wrote it is not right left.
Yeah.
If you know anything about Alan Moore,
he's been a nut job.
But he would be. Certainly he doesn't like the president, but he wouldn't like any president. He didn't like the last one either, and he didn't like the one before that, and he didn't like the one before that. So I'd be really interested. I mean, he's commented on everything that's been done before. I want to hear his comment on this. He'll probably spurt, but you know, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna sit through it. I don't want to.
Funny.
It's typical. It's become like really
really
basic. And what I'm doing the video on is the character descriptions are rich. It's basically, SJW superhero, SJW superhero. Let me put it this way. They have a young Rip, if you're still in there, you're going to love this. They have a bi gender neutral anarchist cop.
What the fuck?
An anarchist cop.
Okay. I'm pretty sure anarchist and cop do not belong in the same sentence, let alone the same universe.
An anarchist cop.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
Fucking Hollywood.
That's like the Vampire the Masquerade V5 where they have the black Muslim gay guy who's also an SJW. It's like he literally checks all the diversity quota check boxes. And it's like one of those things that it seems like this would be a character created by an anti-SJW because it's such a fucking trope. I mean, the only thing that's missing is the wooden leg.
Oh, that'll be coming. That'll be coming. Where did it go? My picture just disappeared on me. There it is. Let me open that, and I'll show. I'm gonna even get to show you my thumbnail. I usually don't show off my thumbnails or anything, but I'm kind of proud of this one.
Woke men. Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
Thank you very much. Making thumbnails probably my favorite part about this job. All right, so yeah, we will talk about goddamn freaking Watchmen and the fact that it shouldn't exist anyway, but the concept of it is 35 years later after the incident. I don't know if this is, it certainly looks like they're going off the movie and not the comic with the giant Leviathan coming and like they did. It sounds like that, but it looks like they're setting up a return for Dr. Manhattan. It looks like the cult of Rorschach kind of worships Dr. Manhattan. And I'm like, and I could be wrong about this, but I'm like, if they read the diary, if they're the cult of Rorschach and they read the diary, why on earth would they worship Dr. Manhattan? Unless, I mean, I guess you can call that misinterpretation, kind of like people.
Well, they're trying to set them up to be the alt-right.
Well, exactly. And the thing is, a story like this can actually be told. It can, if it was told with balance. If they presented both sides, the goods and the bads for both sides. But this is certainly going to be, I don't know. Honestly, it's just something that didn't need to be made. And, HBO, which by all accounts would be dead right now. You need to look no further than like Starz and Showtime. Those are networks that are dying right now because they didn't they didn't really put a lot into their shows, even though some of those networks had really good shows. And Game of Thrones is the reason HBO exists right now in this streaming wars, and they are a major player. They're a major player in this because they had Game of Thrones. They had some other stuff too, but Game of Thrones is why they are a player. It's now going away. It's going away badly. So they need Watchmen. They need this Game of Thrones prequel. That's gonna George is insisting it's called The Long Night. So it's going to be a prequel to the freaking Night King. Why? Who cares? Who cares? He went out in like a second. Oh my God.
I saw the footage. What was it? PSA Sitch did a video on it, basically what he would do to fix it. And I saw how they did it. I was just like, are you fucking serious?
If I do,
are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Oh, that's how it went down.
She drops it into her other hand, stabs him, and he shatters into icicles. Yeah.
And it's over. And then like people are trying to justify it by going, no, John said go. No, he didn't. I checked.
Ryan Johnson did.
They did. And, Doomcock was talking about this and I was talking about this, and they have been working together. And then he comments right afterwards. It's a similar move that happens to The Last Jedi, even though it was foreshadowed in an episode prior to The Last Jedi, but they could all, been talking to each other, and this subversion of expectations is a bit of a trend right now. And anytime
They're
Hollywood,
not doing it in a good way though.
well, anytime Hollywood can get a hold of something that will save them some money.
Mhm.
Listen, I know the politics are in everything and they are ruining everything, but it's still run by money for now. Although social currency is way too powerful in Hollywood right now. But that being said, it's still money. And if they will, for some reason, sometimes, a lot of times, executives and producers just look at the very end result. They don't care about the what, the why. They don't care what the fans say. They just look at the bottom line. Last Jedi, while it didn't make as much money as The Force Awakens, made a ton of money. So people must like that. People must like it.
Well, yeah, that's not the reason though, man.
No, but it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
I totally agree. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just like, I don't agree with this, but this is probably what's happening, is they just look at the bottom line and go, it made money. People like it. I don't care what they say.
I think there's probably some cognitive dissonance going on there, because it's like they're using it to justify things, which I'm pretty sure in reality they either know is not true, or, like I said, it's cognitive dissonance. They fucking know that the reason why The Last Jedi made money is because it was going to have Luke Skywalker in it. That's the reason. I think they're fucking milking it for all it's worth. They know, and this is the same attitude that Marvel Comics had, is that the fanboys will buy it because everybody, diehard fans, want the complete
They
run.
don't think that anymore.
It's a possibility. But
Captain Marvel made money, and they're going to look at it by itself. They're going to go, Captain Marvel made money. Now they're not going to. Now Marvel might know internally that, yeah, well, it's obviously because of Infinity War and Endgame, but Warner Brothers isn't going to discern that. They don't care.
Yeah, I think you're right. They definitely don't care.
Yeah, and well, I mean, we'll just we'll get it for a couple more years until it fails, and that's fine. But the whole point is that the Long Night, we've talked about it ad infinitum. It ended the way it did. Nobody had a problem with Arya doing it, even though that's the only argument I still get thrown at me. And I'm like, and I equate it to this peanut butter and jelly sandwich sucked. But peanut butter's good. But I agree. Peanut butter's good.
Your peanut butter is 2 years old, man.
Sucks. Yeah. It's you didn't develop your peanut butter very well. It sucked. So it's that we love Arya. We love Arya. She's an undeveloped character though. And if I was if I did a video like that, it'd be really long, because I would start fixing it from season 4. But George has been saying, for all the people who want to blame George, and I might be one of them, I might be right there with you. He has been saying all along, this needs to be 5 more seasons. Now we can argue back, well, you need to give us something, jackass. And I would totally agree with you. But he did say it needs to go. So maybe he wasn't giving them anything, knowing that they weren't going to give it the 5 more seasons. I got a very interesting email with some insight on that I will go over in a little bit. That from somebody who's kind of in the know, who gave me kind of the rundown what happened with George. And by all accounts, he was shown the door. So I don't know if you can blame George if he was shown the door. Not officially, but just like, we don't need your input anymore. And listen, they were mad at him for a good reason, but there's got to be a point where we go, okay, can we just work this out? I know, we're pissed at you. Why don't you just give us some more stuff? And maybe he would have. I don't know. Let's get to a couple super chats here. Laura Rianne stole my fan fiction story for $5. Can't stay. Just wanted to drop by some monies. Oh, well, Laura, thank you very much. You're brilliant.
That was very kind.
Yes, she is. She's awesome. And Rianne stole her fan fiction and then interpreted it badly. Like, your fan fiction was so much better. By the way, speaking of fan films, did you see the Obi-Wan freaking Darth Vader redone scene in Star Wars?
I think that's been going around for a while.
I just saw it today.
Okay. It's the fight that these guys redid?
They cut in the footage with Star Wars, and it's like completely badass. Yeah, I haven't seen it till today. It's
I want to say it's been out for a while.
Well, I've seen it just today, comics division, but you obviously are cooler than me. Chris
Not
Persia,
really.
Canadian $2. Hench for life. That's right. Hench wrench for life. Oh man, I wish Venture Brothers would come back. It's gonna be another couple of years. Christy Miller, $5. You're great, and with Game of Thrones at this point is ridiculous. I'm more mad about the blame game than the show. It's not our fault. They're crappy writers. That's what I'm pissed about. But I have to say,
is this like a new batch of writers, or is this like the same writers since the start?
Same writers. They needed a new batch of writers. That's what I've been saying all along. Is that I say this about everything. I say this. I've said this at my job. I've said it at places. When I started losing steam at the comic store, I brought blood in to kind of rejuvenate things and stuff. When my stuff wasn't working anymore, you got to kind of man up and say, hey, I need some help.
That could be definitely a mixed bag, though. It's like, yeah, new blood is definitely good because you basically get
certainly
a fresh infusion, but you can also get a fresh infusion of bad ideas,
but if it fails, it fails. But at least
Yeah.
you tried. It's better than saying,
That's true.
well, I'd rather not take the risk. And there's a lot of people out there who are pissed because they sat through this entire show and they feel like they're wasted of time. And they're like, I'm never going to do this with the show again. Don't do that. You know what? The show disappointed you. There'll be another one. Don't fear disappointment, because life, about 50% of it is disappointment.
I would say more than 50%, but yeah.
Definitely. You know what? Venture Brothers does not disappoint. Castlevania, good show. Expanse, good show. Legion, good show. Doom Patrol, pretty good show. The Counterpart, the 2 seasons it was, good show. There's good stuff out there. Christy Miller for $5. Oh, I already did. Thank you, Christy. Modalicious for $2. Snowflame, the cocaine superhero. We love Snowflame.
It kills me, man. That kills me.
We got real quick. We got to show that. We got to show Snowflame. Some people might not know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, for those of you who missed it last week, holy shit, dude, you're almost up to 2,000 viewers right now.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
1,800.
Everybody, I want to introduce you to Snowflame. And listen, I owned a comic store for 10 years. I had never heard of this guy. So there's thousands of superheroes out there. And I didn't read a lot of DC, a lot of obscure DC in the 80s because, well, obviously I told you I was busy getting in trouble. So, the late 80s are kind of a rough period for me, kind of a dark period. No, I didn't see Batman Returns. It came out and I did not see it in the theater. I was unable. I really wanted to, but it would have got me a couple more years if I went out and saw it. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this movie needs to be made. Snowflame from New Earth. He's from the Guardians. I am Snowflame. Every cell of my being burns with white hot ecstasy. Cocaine is my god, and I am the human instrument of its will. Snowflame. Snowflame is a drug-powered supervillain who fought the New Guardians in Colombia, defeating and almost killing them. In their second battle with the New Guardians attacked Snowflame and his followers and his compound and threw him into a chemical shed, which exploded, killing him. Unique physiology, gains superpowers upon snorting cocaine.
Oh, yeah!
So do I! I have the ability to talk faster when I, yes.
I think everybody probably develops the ability to talk faster.
Okay, what the hell? Okay, I'm going to go back up, and I'm just looking to the right of this page, and it says recent activity. Look to the bottom right there, everybody. What the hell's going on? What?
Well, it's the Godwin effect, man.
What are you kids looking up?
Hitler.
Jesus. Manasseh. Yeah, okay, so Snowflame, everybody. The official superhero of Nerdrotic.
That's it, man. You gotta develop your own cocaine-powered superhero now.
Seriously, man. Well, I could do like a meth. I got to do a meth-based superhero.
Oh, even better.
I got to think of a good name now.
Rehab.
Rehab.
Call him Rehab.
Something like Dr. Meth or Captain Meth.
No, it has to be Captain Crank.
Captain Crank. Captain Crank. Well, yeah, because I like Crank more, and I like Meth anyway. Modalicious, bless you. my friend, bless you. Dark Shamrock 57, $1.99. Love your shows. Please keep it up. I will do my very best. I'm not going to stop anytime soon. Although there are many who wish I would. Sorry. Not really.
Sorry, not sorry.
Some people who used to subscribe to this channel and be very friendly and patrons. Friendly fire, folks. It's tough, but you got to go through it. Ian Morris, $4.99. Got to give a little love to one of my new favorite YouTube channels here. Love the community you have been building. Keep building it up. Ian Morris, I will. I love you guys. This is it's a fun place to be. I look forward to live streaming. I do my 3 live streams a week. It's my favorite thing to do on this channel. It's the one thing that will never stop on this channel. And yeah, we've got Nerdrotic Nooner twice a week, and then we have Friday Night Tights with my good friend Comics Division here, and we'll bring in guests as time goes on. We got to get Young Ripa on this channel.
That would be awesome, man.
Love that dude. He's really young.
I gotta be here, man. I gotta be here. No shit, dude. I thought he was older. He's like 28 or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, say, hey, you can't substitute age with experience, man.
No, you can't.
You just can't.
Smart dude, though. Very smart.
Fixie Clary for 99 cents. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Time Traveler Registered Trademark, Australian $2. Please check out my motion comic, Kapulp. Where it is, what's the website? Put the website in there. I mean, you can't put links, but you can type it out for me and I can shout it out for you. Time Traveler Registered Trademark. And if you guys want me to shout out comics or Indiegogos and stuff, go ahead and send it to me at Gary@nerdrotic.com. You do not need to super chat. And I'll shout it out. No problem. No problem. But I also will take sponsorships. I'm a capitalist. So yeah, just like I said before, I've been getting, which is awesome. I've been getting, but they're all like, all the sponsorships is like, hey, will you pub this app? And if enough people click through, you'll get a percentage and Nah, no thanks. Cheddar up front or nothing.
Yep.
Dark Shamrock 57, $4.99. The story got me through a deployment in Afghanistan. Sean season 1 and read all the books while overseas. Dark Shamrock 57. First of all, thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you when some don't. And yeah, and I truly, now that is the one thing that is worse than what I went through. So what I went through in the late 80s and early 90s was pretty bad. Like one of the worst things a human being can go through, except for that.
Yep.
That's way worse. So I really know about like getting, that's why honestly, probably should have told you guys a long time ago. That's why escapism is very important to me. And it can keep you sane. And there were, honestly, Stephen King. I was just talking shit about him, but I read all of his books. I read, the reason I blurted it out on American Gods is because Shadow gets out of prison and he talks about he read like 600 books or something like that. I read 500 books, and I was reading 2 books a day. That's all I did. That's all I did was read books. So I read it in 3 days. I read The Stand in 3 days. Yeah, I read a lot of freaking books, and that's what really got me into the paranormal. That's when I burned through like 100 paranormal books. My mom would send me books when she started talking to me again. Aaron Thomas for Canadian $10. Thank you so much. But no question. But Dark Shamrock, I know, like, you get attachment to things that help you get through very hard times. I can imagine.
Well, humans, we need escapism. That's the thing I find so crazy about what's going on is that, life sucks sometimes, and you do need these things to get you through, be it, video games, movies, TV, or books. And the fact that we're injecting politics and everything means that we have no escapism anymore. And that's the unfortunate.
Well, they don't want us to have it.
Exactly. That's the big thing. They don't want us to have it. You were correct.
And I almost feel like it's a badgering. Like when you badger people, they just go fine. Most people
Well,
just go
I think it's a
fine.
war of attrition, is what it is.
Well, yeah, and it's not. I'm going to fight it here in the entertainment aspect.
Right.
And it's just going to get worse. And we will talk about bounding into comics in a second and how that plays into what's going on, because it does. Robert Cullen, $20. George R. Martin is to blame. He hasn't finished the series he started 23 years ago. The writers and producers ran out of source material. They are not fantasy writers, nor do they have the breadth of historical knowledge GRRM has. Robert Cullen, for $20, for nothing, I can't argue with you at all.
No, that's a difficult point to argue.
I used to be firmly into George is not your bitch camp for a long time. I was like, dude's not your bitch. He writes when he writes. He finishes when he finishes. That was 5 years ago. I have completely flipped on that. He owes the fans. And I will tell you right now, and I've said this on, I'm so excited we get to talk about Game of Thrones, because I would start talking about it and I would lose viewers. I would back in the day. But I mean, I could talk for hours about it. But with George, the reason, it's the reason he owes the fans. And it's like this. He's got a giant Robbie the robot. He's got a big old house. He bought a movie theater. He helped create Meow Wolf, which I do thank him for that, because Meow Wolf is amazing. It's a brilliant place. It's in Santa Fe. But when you do that, when you start spending money that the fans gave you, you have just entered into a contract, whether it's official or not. That's a contract that, and it's a promise, especially when you say, hey, I am creating a fantasy book series that's going to be 7 books long. That was your contract. It's verbal, but they went, okay, we're going to buy in. We really love this story. We're going to buy all your books, your maps, your tchotchkes, your pops, your action figures, your magnets. We're going to subscribe to HBO. We're going to buy the Blu-rays, even though we can just watch it on HBO because we already subscribed to it, because we love the show that much. We want to keep some of it. We want a piece of it. We're going to buy your 1/6 scale action figures that are $200. The Daenerys Targaryen with the dragon, which is now completely useless. That's going to be over $1,000 MSRP. We're going to buy that on the promise that you're going to finish the story. Now, if George finishes it badly, I think people will go, well, it sucked, but at least he finished. With the show, it's a different story. But he's not going to finish, folks. He's been coming out and saying it for quite a while. Just Google search the interview where he's talking about Tolkien and the Silmarillion and how, and it's a bullshit argument by George. George said, well, if you ask Tolkien, his great work was the Silmarillion, and he never finished that. Well, yes and no. His great work was The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings that he finished, and he wanted to do, the Silmarillion, but he never did finish it because he didn't need to, because he had finished 2 stories that are pretty satisfying endings. Mm-hmm. And the other one is basically right now just a source book and a history book. And that's great.
I thought that's what it was supposed to be. It wasn't actually like,
well, according to George, that was his life's work. So, and George I can
see that, because
George knows more about Tolkien than I do. So I'll give him that. But in that interview, that's George telling you, I probably won't finish.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And
definitely.
And I've been asked a lot here, should I start the books? And honest answer is no. It sucks, but no, don't. Go start The Expanse, because The Expanse will finish. I know it's sci-fi, but there's other fantasy out there. Go read Dune or something, and or Wheel of Time, or Roger Zelazny, 9 Princes of Amber. That's good shit. That's really good shit. I like that a lot. And it's finished. So yeah, I don't know, comics.
What is it? Is it just the fact that he's lost interest? I mean, I can understand that, man. You spend a lot of time in something, and there's a point in time where you just suffer burnout. So if that's the case, man, I get it. I could relate, but at least be honest about it.
Yeah. Well, there's too much writing on it for him to be honest about it right now. Mm-hmm. It took him a long time to admit, I don't think he's really honest with himself, and I don't want to judge him too much. We'll just say self-discipline is probably not king in George R. R. Martin's life. We'll just say
Probably.
that.
Yeah.
And he dicks around a lot, and he goes to a lot of conventions because he's a nerd. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, he's a true blue nerd. Even through all this success, he is still a dork who reads comic books, and there's something to love about that. But honestly, when I flipped out, Fire and Blood. Fire and Blood's a history book that just came out. It was completely unnecessary, and it's the second history book that's come out since A Dance of Dragons, his last book. And I thought he just edited the book. He wrote the book. He wrote the fucking book. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? And I said this on my last live stream. The creative pool is not infinite.
No, it's
finite.
definitely not. No,
Yeah.
it is.
So for me, that's why you don't see any theory videos or anything. I don't do theories. For me personally, I love them. I love hearing other people's. I love watching the videos. I don't do my own because I have a very limited creative source, so I need to use it on my stuff. But I love hearing other people. I love watching other people's fan films, and yeah, rock on. But for him to write that book, and that book probably cost us 2 years of Wins a Winner. It took minimum 2 years to write that book. So the book company says, okay, because it's a way to placate the fans for a little while. Tell you what, the only reason I didn't even buy it, I'm not buying anything from him until he gives me Wins a Winner. He didn't get a penny of my money. Mrs. Nerdrotic bought it for me. Or I was like, God damn it, now I'll read it. But and it's a good history book, but honestly, maybe that's what he should just do. Maybe he should just finish it up as a history. Fine. At least let us know. The history books are pretty good. I mean, they're not as good as the character stuff, but that's the thing is each book, Comics Division is like, he said, this is his words. Each book is like 8 books.
Okay.
Because he does first person. They're all in different parts of the world with a different set of characters. So it's like mixing in 8 books, and you got to get timelines right. It's a lot of work, but we're well overdue. I think we'll get Wins a Winner in the next year. I think that he was waiting.
I think you're right. I know that we kind of talked about that, but I think he's waiting for the disaster that is season 8. And then he's going to release his book within a year or two. That's my theory.
And then we'll never see A Dream for Spring. We'll never see it. Oh, back to the super. Robert Collin, great comment. Thank you very much for the $20. I appreciate it. Aaron Thomas, Canadian $2. How would you have ended the Game of Thrones? I would have flipped it. With no limits, I would have done. All right, let's just say we have 8 seasons. I would do 10 episode seasons. I would have had Daenerys in Westeros at halfway through season 6, and then halfway through season 7, her meeting Jon, and then the rest of that season is dealing with Cersei and a relationship with Jon, and then the wall comes down at the end of season 7. Then you spend basically you get your ass whooped in the beginning by the Night King, but you survive. Some people survive and get away. And something happens to the Night King to slow him down. So you introduced Melisandre earlier. So if you want, okay, here's how I would have done it. You would have, if you wanted to mirror the 2 towers, I would have in the second episode had the Battle of Winterfell, and they get their asses handed to them. And the only reason they survive is Melisandre shows up in the second episode, like Gandalf, at first sunrise, look to the east. And you see Melisandre shows up with her army from Essos. And it's basically enough them to get to save the survivors, to retreat. Winterfell is just laid waste. It's gone. And the North is pretty much taken at that point. They take the North. They're still, they still have a long way to go, but they don't tire or anything. So Melisandre wounds the Night King, but she kills herself in doing it. She uses all her power. She gets the Lord of Light. Oh, and prior to that, Melisandre has to she has to burn somebody with king's blood. So let's I'm trying to think of some sub characters that we didn't care too much about. Well, yeah, she just finds somebody with king blood. Maybe she, burns little Robin Aaron or something like that. Just somebody, something horrible, and she has to burn them to get her power because that's what she has to do to get her power. By the way, and every magic has a price. And I'm just thinking this on the fly. I could think of something much better, but I would have had that, and Cersei would have already been dealt with. So you go down and you do whatever political stuff is left in King's Landing. Say you had a good Euron Greyjoy, they had to battle him, and in the battle it's the stragglers, so they're just like, oh my god, we got to fight again, these fuckers, and the Golden Company's there, whatever, and they're battling, and then the long night comes. You got to do it over a season. It's called the long night. It's a winter. Winter is coming. They've been telling us fucking winter is becoming, and winter was a light cold front.
It was a fart.
Yeah, it was a joke.
That doesn't make
and
that annoys me because there's absolutely no fucking payoff. Absolutely no payoff.
No, and I'm not sweet summer child. I don't think Jon Snow and Daenerys were going to be sitting on the throne. I don't think Jon Snow was going to be sitting on the throne. I think a lot of people would be. The one thing fans were prepared for his character deaths. Like if you would have killed Jon Snow at the end, but you gave him a fitting end. Okay. Yeah, great. He's dead. That's awesome.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense.
As long as it makes sense. I mean, if you have Cersei survive, like running to Essos and having to live her life, on the run like Daenerys or something, fine. It's just got to make sense. If Arya killing the Night King. You know what would have been cool? Bran warging into some animals, attacking the Night King. Jon fighting the Night King. Freaking Theon fighting the Night King, Tormund, everybody there. They're all fighting the generals and the Night King, and they're going at it. And then Theon dies by one of the generals, but he's going down fighting. Tormund dies, going down fighting. Jorah, everybody, and then Arya gets the kill. Great. Everybody would have gone, yeah.
I think Dany should have probably had it if not Jon Snow.
I read enough George to know it's just not going to go down like that. Never does.
Well, then
he always satisfies.
Give it to Dany because Dany actually has motivation behind it.
Yeah. Oh, well, you got to have somebody has to have a connection to the Night King, though. See, Dany, at least Dany knew about him.
Her dragon, one of her dragons, was resurrected by him. From what I heard, I again have not watched any of this. This is just from some of the things I've watched people talk about it. One of her dragons was raised, and that gives her a personal connection. So that totally makes sense. If they want to make a female, within the show.
If you're going to have a Night King,
yeah.
If I'm going to do a video, it'll be based on like probably not having a Night King and fixing it from season 4. Silhouetted animator. I've been told by someone. I already read that. $5. Thank you very much about the Swamp Thing. Yes, that teaser looked great. Swamp Thing looks great. Jody Williams, $5. Night King should never have turned around, and Arya would have not been able to kill him. That is all. And especially when the trained assassin came in screaming, like, "Here I come!"
announcing the kill there.
But I mean, listen, I will be pointing out that there was a lot of signs that I ignored myself. That Euron build me 1,000 ships on islands with no trees, but they did it. Okay. This used to be a show that used to worry about resources, used to talk about them. How did you pay for things? That's the thing that set it apart from freaking Lord of the Rings. How did you pay for all that armor? And listen, I completely missed it, and call credit to Preston Jacobs when they were doing the funerals. Why would you burn everybody in their armor? That's good armor.
Oh,
it's a great point.
Yeah, that's really dumb.
That would never happen. Richard Raid Jr., $5. Would love character studies. Bobby B's grandmother was Rial Targaryen, Aerys' sister. There you go. He's got Targ blood. And that has something to do with how the gods work in that world. There are gods in A Song of Ice and Fire. They're manipulative. Well, it's George R. Martin is the god, but they're manipulative, evil, vindictive gods. And they like to, I basically see it's like 3 or 4 gods up there playing like a manipulative little game, and they're evil as hell.
Capricious.
There is something moving the pieces. There's most definitely something within the books. What it is, if we ever find out, I don't know, but they allude to it so much that there is something is moving the pieces. Best way to contact you for Dark Matters radio show. Mark. God, Mark, I saw your email. So we want to go weekly, right? Mark, I'm gonna give you my phone number. Just a second here. I'm sorry. No, I just got behind, man. I got so behind on emails. Look, I'm getting chewed out right now. I'm trying. Okay. I do need to sleep. Mark, okay, I'm gonna send you my phone. I'm gonna send you my phone number. Okay. I will get that to you tonight. Thank you, Mark.
If it makes you feel any better, Mark, I get ghosted too.
I don't ghost anybody. I just need to see it,
dude.
I've got to make videos once in a while. You know?
I know, dude. I'm like I said.
So how I work, how I create is I shut every distraction off. Otherwise, I would never get anything done.
That's a good idea. There's times where Dr. Venkman distracts me from making videos because I'll start talking to him. I'll be in the middle. It'll be like 1 o'clock in the morning or midnight. I'm working on a video. And he's like, "Hey, dude, what's up?" And we just start talking. I'm like, "Oh fuck, I gotta finish this video because I don't want to go to bed at 2 o'clock," which is usually what happens.
Yep, Dr. Venkman's good people.
Yes, he is.
Dr. Venkman.
And you still don't get cookies, dude.
Oh, and here he is. Look at the and by the way, I was on Dark Matters Radio. I had a ton of fun, and I would love to be on again. I want to be on, like, it's legit radio. I love it, and it's paranormal.
Oh, so, awesome, dude.
Yes. So awesome. Here is Jeff McKelvey, $5. It was our pleasure to send you the model, Gary. Enjoy, brother. Love the show. Love you too. Comics Division. There he goes. Loves you too.
Thank you, sir.
Jeff McKelvey, 3dtrekker.com. Order your Orville today and be happy. Jeff, I'm sure you have. Did you contact JP at Egotastic Fun Time? He's got a great channel. He is Mr. Orville, and he's a good dude. He's a nice guy. He doesn't talk about all that mean stuff that we talk about here.
Because we're so mean.
So mean. Opinionated uploads, $10. Hey guys, been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's crazy how I'd prefer Doom Patrol over GOT. Yeah, right. They have more story arc in Flex Mentallo's left nut skin wrinkle than they had in the entire epic movie like season. The Flex Mentallo story was tragic and heartbreaking tonight. Heartbreaking. Like, it's horrible what happened to him, and a great character, and like ripped literally right out of a comic book. He's the Charles Atlas muscle guy that's on the back of all the old comic books. So Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely made a character out of him. Actually got sued by
Charles. Are you serious?
And the funniest thing is DC won the lawsuit under the parody law, fair use. DC, owned by Warner Brothers, who loves to copyright strike YouTubers left and right over fair use and parody. So anytime they hit me, they give you a little comment to shoot back to them. I'm just going to copy and paste the Wikipedia of DC Comics winning the fair use with Charles Atlas in there every single time. I'll just shoot that right back to him. Remember when you guys won? Yeah. Okay. Opinionated uploads, $2. Over meant to say it's okay. I got you there. You didn't have to put another $2 in. Doom Patrol. Yes. Doom Patrol was better than Game of Thrones this week by far. Jason Green, $2. Gary, were the comics I sent you any good? Were they these? Oh, I don't know where the other one went. I read yes. So, and this is one of them, right?
Oh,
nice. I also got the Planet, or did you send the Planet of the Apes? I read, I love Planet of the I got a couple of bronze comics. This one is cool. Why? Because everybody needs the Man Thing, by the way. I recommend Giant Size Man Thing.
Oh, dude, you beat me to it.
giant size man thing. But
Size man thing.
the cool thing about this comic is it's a double print, so it's yeah, so everything was doubled up. Yeah, so it's
Oh,
like
wow.
twice the size and everything. But this is such a great comic book. It's got a page like this. I fucking love the 70s. I love the 70s. You know, Evil Knievel on the back. Times were simpler.
They
You know,
were, man.
They were. Nixon was getting run out of office, and my dad was cussing at the TV. And I want to, you know what? I want my Evil Knievel back. Oh, it's Van.
I blame the internet.
Oh, I do too. Somebody was also nice enough to send me the brochures for Game of Thrones locations, which I would still go to because the locations were amazing, especially Iceland.
I actually knew someone who was an extra when they
Did
were
ya?
filming in Ireland. Yeah.
I was going to go one year, 2 years ago, when my beard was like down to here. I was going to go see if I can become a.
It's a long story. I'll have to tell you about it.
Yeah,
offline.
Tell me about it. Christy Miller, Game of Thrones, shame, right? The crappiest part about that is, yay, it's helped the channel. Great. That's brilliant. I wanted to talk about a very fun and thrilling ending. It didn't have to make all the sense in the world. It really didn't. I had already given that up. I was just like, just end it epic. I thought they were going to lean into, I would have done this. If I was Dan and Dave, play to your strengths. Don't try to be George R. R. Martin. Just write a basic fantasy story at this point. Yes. And you know what? It would have worked. It would have worked because you subverted the expectations already. I've said this before. You have two women fighting for the throne. You have a little girl who's one of your most popular characters. Okay. So like and then there's Brienne of Tarth. I wanted to see her in a big battle and I didn't. And I wanted to see it. So that's 4 women in a fantasy, you know, in a genre that didn't have a lot way back in the day. Where it's a lot different now. Okay, so I don't think it's that progressive anymore. But it still was already flipped. You know what I mean? It was already the expectations were already flipped. And if you just ended it like a normal fantasy and had, you know, Brienne of Tarth, you know, fighting a zombie, you know what? At the end, if John would have killed that dragon, do you think people would have felt a lot differently about, well, you didn't see the episode, but I'm asking you out in the chat, would you have felt differently about the episode if John had slayed the dragon? Because I think that I would still hate it, but I think a lot more people would like it. Would that have made a difference to you? Because he easily could have. He had a Valyrian steel sword. It's just, you know what, it was after, this feels like after Han Solo died and then after The Last Jedi. It's just like something I was looking so forward to, and then they got my hopes up when they brought back Star Wars. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to see them together again. And that's the one thing they didn't do. They didn't bring them together because they were so interested in, well, because they knew their new characters weren't going to work. They're going to spread it out to make money. Like you said, they got to put, you know, one's the Han movie, one's the Luke movie, one's the Leia movie.
No, they certainly fucked that one up.
Oh, all to hell.
No, well, specifically considering what happened with Carrie Fisher, but that's beside the point. I mean, it was fucked up from the start, even before her death. But yeah, I mean, I know that episode 9 was supposed to be her movie, and it's a shame that, I don't know if it's a shame, but it's a shame that we lost Carrie Fisher. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And the thing that's really sucked too is that the year that she died, she was actually supposed to show up to Alamo City Comic Con. But you know what? We got her dog, Gary Fisher.
Well, I said this at the time that she passed away. If she hadn't starred in Star Wars, she'd probably still be with us. So
it's a good possibility.
She was on the press junket again. She's had addiction issues for years. And I think she felt the pressure again and made some poor decisions. She was too old, and her health was bad anyway from all the stuff that she had done.
That happened.
And
that makes sense.
yeah, Yeah, it's like John Entwistle of the Who. You don't do cocaine in your 60s, bud.
No, no.
So, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV, but I've done my fair share of stuff. And I've always been told that, like, when you do your first line of coke, your heart like skips a major beat. Like it's deadly. It's completely deadly when you first hit it. I don't know any science. I felt it, not every time, but I felt it. Yeah, I can definitely see how, like, when you're older, that could just kill you dead. Like
Well,
that.
as I say, there's no old drug addicts and no old fat people.
Nope. Well, some old fat people, but
Well, morbidly
Joel
obese. Let's go with that.
Esterlin for $5. Nerdrotic and Young Ripa 59 are the primary channels I come to for proper reviews and insight. Keep up the excellent work. Wow, just being compared to him is an honor. I see him as like upper tier YouTube. I have fun. Here, but yeah, he's got like a good mic. And he's got good like music in the background and stuff. One of these days, you got to get off this crappy Mac.
Yeah, I started using my PC.
Yeah, I gotta start using it. Have you? Is it better?
I don't know if it's necessarily better. I know that I think switching over to Adobe Premiere hasn't necessarily impeded my workflow. It's definitely made things easier because I can just set up presets. Like beforehand, to do the NPC voice, I'd have to go and record it in Audacity and then do all the effects and then render it out and then drag it into ScreenFlow. And then if I make a mistake, I have to go redo the whole process. Where this, I just record it, I throw the preset on it, boom, it's done. It takes like 5 seconds.
ScreenFlow, like, it's hard to explain. It erodes your computer.
Yeah.
As time goes on, it doesn't work with the OS very well, and it like does something. I think it caches some files, and they just get big. So you got to remember to like, I do my capture scratch like off my computer now, and that's made a big difference. But like, it'll shut down my computer sometimes because it's rendering so hard to just boom. And this is not like a cheap computer, okay? I mean,
No, yeah.
It's still a Mac. I mean, come on, it's not the best, but I mean, it wasn't the bottom of the line. I only got it 2 years ago, but yeah, it's done.
Yeah, I got mine. Geez, yeah, about 2 years ago, and mine's not a cheap one. I paid close to $5,000 for this fucking laptop, and holy fucking shit, dude! I've had so many issues with it. I'm pissed because I love Apple, and I think it's definitely declined since Steve Jobs died.
Yeah, oh, definitely. PJ Thomas, $10. Gary, admire your work and content. Many congrats. Sent you a message on Facebook about gift and sponsorship. Should I email you instead? Thanks. Yes, definitely email me. Facebook is going to be hit or miss because there's 2 or 3 places I get messages and I can't keep track of them. So I'm actually going to shut them down on the Facebook page just because I can't read them all. I'm going to get through the ones that are there and I'm going to shut them down. But yeah, Gary at nerdrotic.com. That's the best place to get a hold of me. I check that every other hour when I'm not live streaming. So yeah, please send me stuff. We'll talk. Thank you, PJ. Thank you very much. Kyle Way, 99 cents. Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate these 99 cents. Anything. I mean, you being here, your subscription, your time. It is all appreciated. This has been a lot of fun. You guys have no idea how much you have healed me. I had a rough time 5 years ago. I was going through a bit of a rough time. Not the roughest, but rough, bad. It probably won't be the last time. Shit happens, but
It's life, man.
It is. But the one thing I learned when I got locked up is nothing will ever be that bad. It's a great life grading curve. So however bad things can get, if you do the work, if I do the work, do the right thing, try to be the best person I can. I'm not going to be perfect. Progress, not perfection. Things will get better. And it has been great. It has been brilliant. This is way better than owning a comic shop. Sorry, it is. I mean,
no, I don't know. It's probably cheaper too.
It's a lot cheaper. I don't have to deal with Diamond. I just get to talk to people all day. That's great. And
I know I've said this before. I'll say it again, man. I'm so happy you did not open your shop because I knew it was going to be a disaster if you did. And it's no fault of your own, just because of the way the industry is.
oh yeah, thanks. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I just had some blinders on, but that's why I started watching you and Englentine and DNC and Captain Cummings and Doug Ernst, just some guy, that listen, you opened my eyes. I didn't know what was going on. I had been out of the industry for a couple of years, and that's the main reason I went back to YouTube was till then I was just listening to UFO stuff and some pop culture stuff, but I'm like, I got it. It looked like the one place I could kind of find out who's got their finger on the pulse of the industry and kind of see, so I can go back in. And in my wildest dreams I never thought it would get this bad. Never. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just never thought it would get this bad. And
the thing that's so funny is the denial that is still going on about it. And the fact they're saying, oh, the comics industry is doing great, but look what these small publishers are doing. Oni Press and Lion are merging.
Forge, yeah.
Lion Forge are merging. And it's just like, that's not a good thing. You get that, right? I mean, everybody else does.
They are the indicator. Small press is the indicator. Once they start folding, which will be very soon, that's when the collapse, the official collapse, will begin, which will be very soon. Dark Horse is unless it gets bought by Disney, not Dark Horse, IDW. Dark Horse is fine. Dark Horse will always be fine.
It's because their shit doesn't suck.
Oh yeah, that's true. Honestly, pound for pound, best company out there, Dark Horse, for a long time.
Oh yeah, I love how they've rolled in all the Kickstarters and Indiegogos. That's how they're claiming that the industry is doing great. That's right. Thanks Switchpoint. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. Now, now we're legitimized, or legitimized.
Of course.
That's what I would tell all the Indiegogos. Yeah, don't roll me in. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't count me into your party. Oh, all of a sudden I count now. Oh, when the money starts rolling in, now you recognize me. Go suck a bag of what's. Bye. I would not. At this point, if I was an independent comic creator, I wouldn't want to be any part of this industry. Period. I just go. You can take your industry and F off, and I'll do my own thing, and just do your own thing. Like Ethan can do his own thing, and DNC and that should be it, because the industry really and they don't want you, and I wouldn't believe it anyway. And I openly said last podcast, like, don't trust it, don't trust them, don't trust it. They're not your friends.
No, absolutely not.
They are not your friends. So thank you, Kyle Way, for the 99. That really does help. Tech Guy, $2. You don't have to be who you were, be who you are. Thanks, Tech Guy. I will try. And that's true. That's a great saying. You don't have to, don't let your past define you. Don't let any of that shit bring you down. It's only about right now. Really is.
Yeah, it really is.
Michael Cannell for $4.99. Wow, 4 years of Foursome. Hard time in the yard, bro. We love your we love you, and congrats on sobriety. Thank you. Yeah, I'll tell that story someday. It was not a fun 4 years. No.
Oh, I can imagine.
No. Well, I learned a lot. So I was young. I was very young when I went through that too. I was a wee little lad. So when you think, I was 22. So I was, barely out of being a teenager. Yeah, really sucked. Jack Random, $2. Have you seen Colony? Need your help to get it back.
Colony. Yeah, that is a good show.
Is it gone?
I don't know, man. It hasn't been renewed as far as I know. My wife and I were kind of talking about that because it was, on, I think it was like Netflix. We haven't seen it on Netflix, but yeah. Or maybe it was Hulu. Fuck, I don't remember. But anyway, my point is it hasn't been renewed yet. And yeah, it's a great series. It is really good.
Mrs. Nerdrotic liked it. So yeah, Jack Random, hit me up. I'll shout out. I don't know what influence I could have, but sure. Anything, Jack, you've been in here a long time. You ask, you shall receive. Me, 199. Maybe we need a repeat history to learn. Maybe me, maybe. Honestly, that's a Game of Thrones theory too. There's some little time travel, repeat, reset. I think it's a crazy theory that wouldn't be done, but it is definitely out there that Bran could start a loop and reset everything. They did set up and establish that that Bran can go warg into the past and people can hear him. So why would you set that up and then not do anything? But then I remember it's Dan and Dave, and they would do that all the time. It's called a red herring. Chris Wilson, Canadian 279. Please, no politics. Done. No politics here.
That was a while back, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I know. Mark Center, $9.99. What's the best way to contact you and confirm appearances on Dark Matters Radio? You're overwhelmed with emails. Yes. Text, like I said before, text me. I'm going to give you my number if I hadn't done it already. But and thank you again, Mark, for the $9.99. Mandolin Thornley, $20. Sometimes I feel like an atomic bomb is just the way out. It is, Madeline, but wait, because things can't get better. I think, the atomic bomb, Harvey, is always that he's just a button push away. But we got to wait until we know that the shit has hit the fan, fallen on the floor, the fan is turned off, the rotund lady has sung, and she has gone home. That's when it's time to press the button. But we got to wait till the bitter end, I'm saying, because there's good things coming. There's still, listen, there's YouTube. There's good YouTubers out there. You wouldn't be able to hear Doomcock anymore. You wouldn't, like Jeremy, Young Ripa, Mahler, Rags. I was listening to Mahler today. They were doing some Game of Thrones characters. That was fucking great. I'm like,
well, that all depends on the future of social media and if they keep up the censorship thing.
Yeah. Which we can certainly talk about. But while I'm thinking about it, if I can search my email.
If you haven't set up a BitChute account, Gary, you need to. That way you can have all your stuff backed up.
Well, I have it backed up.
That's good.
I have it.
Well, backed up as in it's still online or whatnot. I have all my files and whatnot too. I can upload all my videos if I really wanted to. But the nice thing about it is that whenever I go and upload a video, since I have it synced up with BitChute, BitChute will automatically grab it and import everything over. So I don't have to do anything. It's a bit slow sometimes, but it does the job.
But it's easier. Okay. I like easy. I like
easy. Easy is good.
Yeah. I like my, I'm easy. I like my women. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm easy. I like my women easy. I like my life easy.
Mark, I just sent you my phone number. Text me. Okay. Thank you, Madeline, for the $20. That was very generous. And thank you. But there's still, we have each other here. We're cool. We're worth living for. So, I don't know about the other people though. Really don't. Jody Williams for $2 and then $5. Wrong. They did not mail it in. That was D&D's. That was, I might have to sit corrected, Jody Williams. As a matter of fact, I will. I was wrong, folks. Dan and Dave did not mail it in. Jody Williams is correct. Wrong. They did not mail it in. That was D&D's best effort.
Oh, ouch. Ouch. That hurts. So I got a question for you, man. With all the stuff that's going on now with Game of Thrones, and we heard that they have their own Star Wars trilogy. Do you have any hope that trilogy is going to be good now?
Nope.
Yeah, neither do I.
Zero. I think the best thing, MCU fans would hate this, but considering the direction the MCU is going to go, and I wouldn't be surprised if they, if you get you need to get somebody like Kevin Feige over there to build it from the ground up. You're going to have to be really patient. You're going to have to put up with Star Wars movies not making $1 billion.
Mhm.
and you build it from the ground up. Do not go into the past. Just go forward. So go 100 years past Skywalker, 100 years, like Star Trek: The Next Generation, and just create something new within that world.
Well, it depends on how they do it. I'm fine with them going back if they do it like Knights of the Old Republic, like it's 1,000, 2,000 years in the past. That I don't have much of an issue with because again, you have that distance from the Skywalker trilogy and whatnot, or you go forward. Don't make
Yeah,
it. Don't make it a prequel. Just set it in the
I
past.
love Knights of the Old Republic. I'm just sick to death of prequels. Will somebody
Well,
go
it doesn't
forward?
have to be a prequel. It's not necessarily a
Well,
prequel.
it's a prequel. If it's 1,000 years before, it's a prequel. It still
Yeah,
is.
I mean, yeah, okay.
I'm tired of going back. Go forward. I mean,
Mhm.
you can do the same type of story. Disney has shown no ability to adapt anything. So I know everybody's like, oh, it'll be better with the Knights of the Republic.
No, it's not gonna be better.
That's
They're
your
just fucking
husband.
up too.
Oh, my husband drinks Johnny Walker whiskey now instead of Pabst Blue Ribbon, so he's not going to beat me as hard. Yeah, it's not going to change. They are the same. That was a
Well,
terrible
I think at this point,
sorry,
it doesn't matter if they go
um,
back or forward. It's still just gonna suck.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So go forward. That's what get new blood in. Go forward. Find somebody young and talented. Kerry Fukunaga, I think I'm saying his name right. The guy who did True Detective season 1 and Maniac. That guy's freaking uber talented. Let him do something and give him some creative freedom and go from there. But they can't recapture that. The MCU will never be redone because for one, it wasn't started by Disney. They had nothing to do with it. And if they did, it wouldn't have started that way.
No, it wouldn't have been good.
And Perlmutter, for getting all the shit that he gets, was responsible for starting the MCU with Kevin Feige. And Avi Arad has some input in that as well. But you know who doesn't get mentioned? Jon Favreau, Edgar Wright, and Joss Whedon. Those are the three guys who really started the MCU. And that was with Brian Michael Bendis, Joe Quesada. All those guys were in there. I mean, not really a fan of Joe Quesada at all.
I'm not a fan of
Bendis
either these days.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, I just saw this. HBO Rome, that was a great series.
Yep.
And that thing died before its prime too, because I think we got 2 seasons out of it before it got canceled. But that was such a great fucking show. And somebody who has studied that time period, I'm pretty picky on shit, and they got a lot of things right. I'm kind of picky about my architecture.
They ran out of money.
Yeah,
so
that's
cut the show off.
I know.
It's too damn bad. It was good. Very, very, very good.
God, I'm pretty sure.
Well, dude, they did. They were known for that. Carnival.
Carnival. That was another great show.
War and Roar. I gotta say it like Doomcock. Ugh! I am so sick of gender and non-binary nonsense. Me too. I don't care.
It's gonna destroy everything, man. It really is.
All right.
If they pass something, yeah.
All right. You know what? I could play victim. Can I play victim too?
Go for it.
I am a middle-aged recovering alcoholic. I want you all to stop drinking every time I enter a room. It makes me feel uncomfortable. As a matter of fact, I want the world to stop drinking every time I wake up in the morning. You can continue drinking when I'm asleep because then I won't notice it. Because you make me feel, as a matter of fact, I want bathrooms set to me that just because. I want non-alcoholic bathrooms. I know they're nowhere near bars, but I want my own bathroom. I want my own everything. Yep. Is that going to work for me? Oh, it's not going to work for me. Okay. Yeah. See, I understand that what my disease of alcoholism only afflicts a certain percentage of the population, and I don't expect the population to work their way around me. It sucks. It really sucks. You don't think any of us in AA would love to just, have a beer once in a while, or maybe smoke a bowl just once? Problem is we can't. That's the thing, is like once I drink a beer, I will be into a hookers and an ounce of cocaine in 16 hours.
I had a really good friend of mine. He was a recovering meth addict. And that's one thing that we talked about. He's like, yeah, it's like not a day goes by where I don't crave it. And so it's like, hey, dude, more power to you for having that kind of resolve to not go back to
Yeah,
addiction.
it takes tons of work. And the cool thing about AA, well, there's victimism in there, and there's the cool thing about AA is there everybody's in there, and it is the last place on earth where politics are set aside. Well, I don't know, it's starting to invade AA a little bit too, but and we can just be people trying to get better. So I wish everybody could go. I mean, they wouldn't want to, but it's actually pretty cool. It works, and it's not.
I'm sure it's probably pretty therapeutic.
It is. It is. Okay. Stunned Soul, $2. What do you guys think of Elric? Elric is cool. I just discovered Elric not too long ago, thanks to a Razor Fist video.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I've known about Elric for years, but I never read any of his stuff. But I always thought the concept was kind of interesting behind his character being sickly and whatnot.
So let me rephrase that. I've known about Elric, but I haven't read any until I saw a Razor Fist video where he's like, "This is great. You should read it." I'm like, okay. He sold me. Like, he's good at that stuff. They should actually hire him to do that. Eugene for $1.99, Game of Thrones and Watchmen mashup with Dr. Branhattan. That was good. Oh, very similar. Except we're not going to see Bran's Little Johnson. Christian Basil for $2. Congrats on your milestone. Text me when you can. Christian, I will. God, every time I'm mean to call somebody, I start a video. I got to do one right after this. Thank you, Christian. Father of the Year, $5. Bro, like I said before, keep it hood. I'm a nerd from the hood, and I love your show. Keep it 100%. Hey, awesome. Father of the Year, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. I try. Eric Hawk, $2. Character died like a lame Tool prequel Monday or prequel Monet. Which character? Eric Hawk. You mean the Night King? Yeah. All the characters have died. Rhaegal's death was a dragon. I think that's what killed the fandom. I think a lot of the fandom were totally okay with how the Long Night ended, but as soon as Rhaegal got killed, I was like, there come the rest. And whatever stragglers we have will be on our side by the end of the show. I do know how it ends, so just be ready. There's a lot of other things that could happen. I don't know the context, and I won't say it here. Just be ready. Christian Basil, $2. Game of Thrones new sponsor, Starbucks. Red Redding the writers. Yes. Yes. That's Starbucks cup. Well, it was an Irish coffee cup, but it looked like a Starbucks cup. I can see. And Starbucks got a ton of free advertising for it.
That was freaking hilarious.
They said something ridiculous, like $2 billion worth of free advertising they got over that. And all I got to say is drink Pete's. It's better. It's just better. Stun Soul, thank you for the $1 donations. I greatly appreciate it. I'll be getting into the chat here in a second, guys. Anakis Ashes for $5. At this point, it would make it better. It would make a better ending if Arya killed Dany. So the argument for Arya killing the Night King was unexpected. Well, Arya killed the Freys. Arya killed Sir Meryn Trent. She's got all the good kills. Like, all the good kills. I'm wondering if she's done.
As a character, or her arc is done?
Oh, her arc has been done because they never finished it. They just decided one day. They had her training for powers, and then just one day they're all, you got the powers now. Go get them. It's like, what? It was a very clear point when they ran out of source material, and it's Dan and Dave. If you watch the show, it's stunning, like how much it changes. And at the time I knew it, and I was like, yeah, I was kind of okay with it. Seasons 5 and 6, I didn't have a really big problem. They were they were more boring than the other but they were still good. They had good episodes. It's just hard to believe that the guy who directed Hardhome, and if that's one episode of Game of Thrones I recommend you watch, it's Hardhome, because it's like a zombie adventure. You can just watch it and kind of know what's going on. Directed The Long Night, because the guy who directed Hardhome was a genius, and the guy who directed Long Night was a hack. So it had something changed, because no, Miguel Sapochnik is a good director. He is. He just, I don't know. Some people just have bad days. For the plus, which 3 plot lines do you like past season 4? I liked John's until I could even accept it for boat sex, because I knew that was going to happen in the book, or I suspected it was going to happen in the book. So I was okay with John's. Well, this is a tougher question than I thought. I hated Tyrion's. I didn't like Sansa. I didn't like Arya. Tormund. Tormund's in more. He's probably more than he should be, but I thought he's been pretty damn good. Cersei. That's 3. It's tough for me. And Dany, I guess. Tyrion's been the biggest waste. Bronn shouldn't even be there. Littlefinger, Varys, 2 of my favorite characters, have been reduced to nothing. I just love all these people are going, no, it's called Game of Thrones. We're going to get back to the Game of Thrones. We're going to get back to the intrigue. I'm all, well, 2 of the intrigue characters are still alive and they've done nothing with them. What leads you to believe that we're already going to get back into that?
How many episodes are left?
2.
Oh.
2. So
Good
the
luck
Mad,
with that.
they're setting up a thing called the Mad Queen, which a lot of people have predicted. You needed a season of television to set up for that before, and then she needs to be the Mad Queen for like episodes. But Dan and Dave do not get to make excuses. It might be George R. R. Martin's fault, but they don't get to make excuses. They had every opportunity to get help, ask HBO for more time, quit, which they certainly could have gotten to. I can't do this. And their legacy would have been completely safe if they'd have walked away and said, F this.
Yeah. I agree. It's like there's a lot of blame you could definitely lay at George R. R. Martin's feet.
Oh, yeah. I would have quit if I was them.
Still their decisions that made that show bad.
Yeah.
At any point in time, they could have said, HBO, like you said, we need help. Let's go to George, and maybe he could throw us a bone. I don't know. That's just me.
If they would have quit, they could have still gotten Star Wars jobs, and they still would have gotten jobs in the future, because they were the guys when the show was good. And people could go, well, it was turning. Well, yeah, but we'll never know because they weren't there. And they quit over creative differences, and they probably would have given up a big paycheck, and it probably would have been scary, but it would have absolutely sealed their legacy as being, that's why I told Kevin, Kevin's listening to me. We got a hotline. I'm like, Kevin, get out of there right now. Kevin Feige, leave right now.
Run, Kevin. Run as hard as you can
in Hollywood. But nope, they just want to stay too longer. Yeah.
Hey, well, a lot of this kind of reminds me of what happened with The Walking Dead specifically, like with this season. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I know what. They've gone through multiple showrunners and actually have, for the first part of the show, maintained a very good show. Of course, we had Herschel's Farm, but we still got a good show through multiple showrunners, and it felt like Walking Dead. It didn't feel all different. You could have totally done that. Dan and Dave didn't own the aesthetic of Game of Thrones. You could have brought in somebody else, Frank Darabont, although he can't work with anybody. That guy, the guy is an amazing talent and a tool, a total tool, but he's an amazing talent. And he did The Mist, Yeah.
Great movie.
But
man, I know that Walking Dead's been going down for a while, but oh my God, it's like they've kind of slightly introduced some wokeness to it, but they haven't fully committed to it yet. I know that the new showrunner said that like all the relationships are either going to be gay or interracial. And it's like,
I stopped watching.
Yeah.
Well, when that becomes a priority, it's going to turn to shit, and it already has. And have you read the comic? You read the comic, right? You've read it all the way through. Yeah,
not all the way through, but I have read a lot of it.
It goes effing nowhere.
Yeah,
it goes nowhere. I'm sorry. I'm the kind of, I need to know where the zombies came from. I need to know, and they're never going to tell you. And I was just like, I can't get over that.
I don't necessarily have much of an issue with that because I mean that's how like a
Really?
lot of the like a lot of the original zombie movies were like that. You never really knew why it happened, and that's kind of sometimes it's like the origins of Wolverine. You don't necessarily need to explain it. It's just good the way it is.
I don't agree with that. I think if it's a one-off zombie movie, yeah, I think it really works by not telling it. I think if you're doing a series following people for years, I think you pay that off at the end. Absolutely.
I think that's a fair point, but I think a lot of that too is even if like society collapsed, people aren't necessarily going to be able to figure it out. It's just gonna
you just got to figure out why. You don't, I'm not saying fix the problem. I'm just saying you find out why. I think that's a good payoff that your audience deserves. Because where are you going then? You start a new society, yay.
Well, I mean that's the whole thing with zombie movies. It's all about the human conflict. It's never about the zombies.
It's about the zombies. It is. The human conflict is good, but it gets really, I mean, listen, it was good for a good long time at The Walking Dead, but their ratings are just.
I mean, the thing that made me crazy is that you have this 5-year-old girl, I think she's 5, this 5-year-old girl shooting a Colt python, and I'm like, that gun would fly out of her hand. There's no fucking way. No fucking way. It's devolved into
it's the symbolism. And again, I will go back to that's why they chose Arya Stark 3 years ago. It was to subvert expectations, but it was for the symbolism. So I wouldn't say it was I wouldn't say that she has turned full Mary Sue. Of course not. Arya Stark is not a Mary Sue, but the symbolism of her killing the Night King is very powerful statement. And I mean, people can choose not to believe that. That's my belief that factored into the decision. How much percentage we can argue over that, but I think it definitely that was definitely brought up. So and listen, and the reason to keep Jon away. So it factors in with nobody helped her. Jon was kept away by a dragon, so Arya could do it alone. That's making a statement. Connor Moore, $24.99. I'm new to your channel, but I found a glint of hope knowing I was not alone in my displeasure in watching what was once a great show turned to a woke SJW fan fiction doo-doo feces. I love when people end sentences with doo-doo feces because you wanted to end shit caca. It's doo-doo feces shit caca. That's what you got, Connor Moore. Yeah. And that's what I was just saying is people love to argue semantics. When I think a lot of people, when they saw the Arya Stark thing, they wanted to blur out Mary Sue. Well, you can have a character do a Mary Sue act that is not a Mary Sue.
That's true.
And that was I equate Arya Stark, that her killing the Night King, to that statue that was put in front of the bull in Wall Street, New York, the little girl facing off against the bull. Yeah. Same symbolism. Okay.
Well, there's also a difference between like a Mary Sue and a character that's OP.
Yeah. Or just a flat out Deus Ex Machina. Yeah. So it was a Deus Ex Machina. That's what it was. Arya Stark is not a Mary Sue. Not in the books, not in the show. She's not fully developed in the show, but she's not a Mary Sue. No, hell no. But that act, that whole killing the Night King, just like that, there was a tons of, listen, it was number one, budgetary. That's why they only did it in one episode.
That's HBO so lame.
It is. HBO probably said, hey, you're doing this in one episode. We'll give you all the money you want, but you get one episode. You can't tell me Dan and Dave were happy with that.
Yeah. Like I said, I totally blame HBO, but I agree, man. There's a point in time where you can walk away. You can walk away.
Yeah, I agree. If I was them, Monday morning quarterback. But listen, I mean, not that it was like I left Game of Thrones or was working. I can't equate it, but I was working at Tesla. It was a pretty fucking solid job. Like great money, benefits were free benefits, everything, dental, legal, everything. Walked away from that because it got lame. Opinionated uploads, $2. I'm a huge ninja fan. Are there any in the Game of Thrones books? The closest thing to ninjas are the reeds. They're in the neck. They're kind of they're in Gray Water Watch. They're kind of frog people. They're frog ninjas, basically. They shoot poisoned arrows. They're very skilled fighters they're in a swamp. So they're like guerrilla tactics. They're they're the closest thing to ninja. And then there's the faceless men. I don't know how ninja they are. They're more like mystical ninjas, but they don't really fight as much. I would say the closest thing in Westeros are the reeds. The reeds. There might be something in Essos from the history of World of Ice and Fire that I'm not thinking of right now. So feel free to pop that in the chat. Seabach Gra for $20. I want to personally thank you. Wow, Gary, for all the talk about The Expanse here. I binged all 3 seasons over the last 2 weeks and best show ever. That is the best show on TV now.
It's good.
Period.
When is season 4 out?
Season 4 is going to come out at the end of the year. Probably. My guess is actually January 2020. That's what I'm pegging right now.
I just thought something. Did you follow Lucifer at all?
I did. Yeah, it just started.
Yeah, it just started. I was
Mrs. Nerdrotic is her and I are probably going to cover that on Nerdrotic Live if she has time to watch it. I heard it's a lot different now that it's on Netflix. So
I figured it was probably gonna be more adult.
Good.
Which is what that show should be.
Yeah. It's a great graphic novel. I thought the show was okay. I mean, it's very procedural, but it was okay.
Yeah, it was still enjoyable, man. I can't remember the actor's name that plays Lucifer, but he is fucking fantastic in that role.
Silhouetted animated for $5. Benicio del Toro will be playing an irascible old warrior who lives for war in Suicide Squad 2 Vandal Savage. Yes. Oh, if Benicio del Toro played Vandal Savage, that would be fucking brilliant. I'm loving everything I hear about Suicide Squad 2, by the way. I kind of wish they would bring Joel Kinnaman back, but I guess they're going to get the wrestler guy to do it.
They're also mentioning, somebody is King Shark. I'm totally blanking on his name. Damn it. I hate you. I hate you, Livestream brain. Okay, let me go Google this shit.
Peter Davidson, Australia, $5. What do you think of Gunsmith Cats, please? I've only heard of them through the comic shop.
Michael Rooker, thank you. Michael Rooker.
That's cool. I like Joel Kinnaman as flying. I thought he was good. Gunsmith Cats. I don't know anything about it, Peter Davison. I've heard of it. I've definitely heard of it. That's a lot of anime and manga passed in front of my face at the comic store that my managers ordered and stuff, and I never really paid any attention to it. I was too much. I had to focus on the American stuff. I'm definitely getting into it more now because I like it a lot. But ADHD. The thing that should not be $5. I have read the first 11 pages of Fire and Blood so far. It's better than the entire season 8 of the show. Game of Thrones fall is worse than the X-Files. Oh, dude, I totally agree. The X-Files fall is nothing compared to this. This is the greatest fall in television history. This is historic. It will not happen again. And HBO has to be shitting their pants right now. Absolutely. Dude, this was as close to guaranteed as it gets, and nothing in this world is guaranteed. Nothing. And this was as close, and they couldn't stick the landing. They got cocky. And yes, so there's a lot to blame and go around. You blame George R. R. Martin for taking too long. You blame Dan and Dave for getting complacent in their job. I'm sure there was factors behind that, but they are the showrunners responsible. Listen, you can blame some people on the crew too. And maybe we need to blame some actors because they wouldn't like extend contracts or something like that. And that's why they had to shorten seasons. I don't know. But I believe that HBO got cheap at the end because they figured people were going to watch, and listen, they did. Can't argue with them. And maybe they don't give two craps about the end results. I'm betting they do though, because they have a streaming service that they want people to rewatch Game of Thrones on all the time. And some people
Then don't
will
fuck it up, man.
yeah, but like you're going to have a lot less people doing that because there's going to be a lot of us going, don't waste your time.
Okay, I was a huge Dexter fan. I also watched a lot of True Blood, but because of the way they ended, I refused to watch those last episodes of both those shows. I didn't like how Dexter ended, and I didn't like how True Blood ended.
Thanks for bringing up too. True Blood was a slap in the face to all the fans.
Yeah.
If they would have ended it the season before, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But True Blood, yeah, that was a slap in the face, man. I was angry when I freaking watched True Blood, and I like True Blood. Oh, I mean, honestly, let's be real. The only really good season was season 1.
I liked season 2. That was the season that turned me onto the show with the whole thing with the Menad.
Yeah, but there was just never as good as season 1. I don't know why. It just never felt the same. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, it was nothing like Game of Thrones, but I watched it all. I watched it all, and Jesus Christ, did that have the worst ending ever? It really did.
Yeah.
Dexter, I watched first couple seasons, liked it, and just like dip. You ever just dip out of a show? You're like, I like this, but I'm busy. That's what that's what happened a lot.
There's a few shows that I've done that.
Amy Johnson here and her wrench. What's up, Amy? How are you? I saw Artemis saying hi to you a while back. So hello, Amy. How's it going? Rob G, what's up? 99 Iron Duke, Rex Bannister, Sinister, Full-Time Fader, and Justice for All 567. Frank the Bunny 666, Ruby's 200, Rex Racer Cleveland Brown is here for you. Dora Mason, he's never here when you're not around.
Oh, Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Orf, Long Rit, Alarark, Harrison. No Game of Thrones prequels is what people are talking about. God,
hey, Cleveland, all I gotta say, man, when you've been to an orgy, you don't need to watch them on TV. That killed the conversation.
Michael Rooker as King Shark, says Mark Lizarth.
Yes,
that's going to be cool. Shark. Oh yeah, Dexter ending sucked, said Captain Yassarian. Cotton Candy Beard Gary's here. Rush Job tried to tie things up in 6 episodes when there was 6 seasons of material left. They're trying to put 2,000-page books into 6 episodes. Somebody equated it to Battlefield Earth, and I tried to watch that movie for a gag.
Battlefield Earth.
I felt empty inside.
Scientology propaganda.
Scientology. Airplane. You never. Come on.
I love Airplane.
Yeah. Scientology. Ed Gurnick, Preacher is great. It. You know what? Except for the middle part of season 2, it really is. They pulled a Herschel's Farm in New Orleans for a little while, but season 3 was great, and season 1 is genius. Season 1 of Preacher is some of the best television I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's very good.
Is this
last season was pretty good? I like that.
No, season 3 was good. It was good. I would say like they got their mojo back. The first 2 episodes of season 2 are the 2 best episodes. They're great. And then it just goes, let's go to New Orleans and sit in an apartment for fucking 7 episodes. It's like, are you kidding me? Modern XP is the fall even worse than Dexter? Yes, that's what I've been told. X-File movie was very trash. I like the first one. I know it's bad though. I like it though. I do.
Well, the actual movie that came out like in
In
late 90s or
97.
something? Okay.
Yeah. The one with Locke in it from Lost. Preacher is still good as ex-minister is still cracks me up. Preacher is still good. We're only getting one more season though. One more season. Akiva Goldsman sucks. He just sucks. Nerdrotic, would you love okay. Would you love Band Incorporated? How you would love Band Incorporated, how it should have ended. If they do one for Game of Thrones, it'd be great. Legion is pretty awesome.
He probably will. He probably will.
Yeah.
You'll get a hizzy for it.
Legion is pretty awesome. So is The Last Kingdom. I got to see The Last Kingdom. Everybody says it's good, and Legion is an awesome show.
The Last Kingdom.
George R. R. Martin tweeted that show the day his season 1 or episode 1 of season 8 aired for Game of Thrones. He tweeted out another show called The Last Kingdom.
Says
it all.
That's a stomp to the nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That's like oh god, when She-Ra came out, the company that owns She-Ra not tweeting about it.
Okay, gotta get through these. Wishing for the Orville to partner with Netflix, says Tito George. Yeah, there's some it's weird with the Orville. Some people just don't like this show. They don't like the show because they don't like Seth. Some don't like the show because they don't like me. Some don't like the show because they don't like Star Trek Discovery. That's weird. I think it's weird. I mean, like, if you don't like a show because of me, I'm really enjoying the free rent. I'm taking it.
Yeah, that's fucking
I need the extra space. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So the Orville, I guess the ratings came out and they're saying the 3-day ratings are bad. But the streaming ratings are really good for the show. Seth's contract is up at Fox in June. So there is negotiation going on out in public. So the Fox Disney is going to come out going, well, your ratings weren't that great. And Seth is going to go, if you want to keep me around, I want the Orville, and you got to pay me a lot more money. And this is all going to get public. And maybe Apple picks him up. Apple's doing this hard sci-fi thing, getting sci-fi writers, and Seth can write some sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some people out there who liked the show last year and don't like it this year. Which is fine for very strange reasons. And
I think overall season 1 was better, but there's definitely a lot of good episodes with season 2.
I don't know about that.
I definitely think that some of the better episodes
both got to a slow start.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a good, fun show. And yeah, hopefully it sticks around.
Yeah, I hope so.
I
really
think
like
if Seth moves on somewhere else, I don't know if he retains the rights to the Orville or Fox owns them or Disney owns them. I don't know. But I know it is his passion project. And that's the one thing, if he had a choice to get rid of anything, he would not get rid of that. So it's an expensive show to make, but I think he's a package deal. So if honestly, I'd rather see it go to Amazon. I think Amazon would be a better place for the Orville. It's more sci-fi. Could you imagine the Orville and the Expanse being on the same network? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So my guess is if it doesn't go back to Fox Disney, the Orville goes to Apple or Amazon. It does not go away though. It does not.
I hope it doesn't. It's a good series.
I've heard from too many insiders that too many people are interested in. There's just as much, if not more, interest in the Orville than there was in the Expanse.
Well, even looking back at like Next Generation, and Next Generation is great, but like even like the first 2 seasons of Next Generation are definitely not the best seasons. They definitely got better as they went on.
But that had Star Trek behind it. We shall see. No decision is going to be made until Seth is signed somewhere. So it's going to be a couple months. So if there's going to be people coming out the woodwork based on these ratings come out saying the Orville's canceled. It's not. They want it to be. There's a lot of people who want it to be, because they're very petty. And pray for their soul. That's all you got to do. And if it gets canceled, I mean, hey, it was good. Fun 2 seasons. Fun 2 seasons. I'm still bitter about Counterpart. That's the show I'm completely bitter about. But nobody was watching it. So
4400. That was a good series.
Yep. 6 turning, 4 burning, $5. Damn, that must have been some really, really good cocaine Snowflame started. It must have.
It was the special cocaine.
It's a special cocaine. Thank you, 6 turning, 4 burning for $5. Chaos 7, $5. Your meth superhero name should be Toothless.
Oh, you're now just getting that one? Yeah.
And he should be. He should get the crank. Like he should have his crank language. Hey man, come on, get on meth band, barber shop. Little his own meth crank language. Fee Rebecca for $2.99. Have you seen Eric Dubay or Flat Earth channels? No.
Flat Earth.
And I don't do the flat Earth thing. I'm not a flat. We do woo woo. I do the Exozone with Dictor Van Doomcock, and we talk about UFOs and all kinds of fun stuff. But we don't go there. I haven't even seen them. I can't get my head around that.
My personal favorite is the ones that everyone's like, yeah, the moon landing's fake. And it's funny because they didn't actually have the technology to be able to fake the moon landing in the 60s. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
that's Mike Barra showed that the other day. He showed the actual behind the scenes effect shots from 2001, and it's just like they used a literal screen. They had it wasn't a blue screen or green screen. No, it was a projection screen, and they were projecting the moon in the background. That's how they did stuff back then. Douglas Trumbull was good, but he wasn't that good. Not yet anyway. But thank you for the super chat. And I don't know who Eric Dubay is. Is he good? I'll check him out. Is it Fee or Fe? Fe Rebecca. I will check out Eric Dubay. I don't have my notebook here. Hang on. I usually have my notebook right next to me. Where'd it go? I'll have to use my sketchbook here. Eric Dubay. Sir Gary, yes, I knighted you. Oh, Frankie Babes, New York City. Thank you very much. I'm knighted. I don't need to be a king to do so. Now I know who to call to cast Gordon Freeman for the Half-Life movie. I'm also a paranormal investigator. So you know who to call. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Frankie Babes, New York City, email me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've gone on an actual paranormal ghost hunt like years ago. That was interesting.
They have them here. I've just never gone on one. I went on one.
Well, no, this isn't like a tour. This was with a group that did it.
But you don't believe in that stuff.
No, I never. Yeah, dude, you're so misquoting me. There's certain things I'm very skeptical on. Ghosts are definitely right up my alley.
Yeah,
there are ghosts are something I do believe in. Because I've told you about my remote viewing incidents I had as a kid, right?
No.
Well, I had 2 incidents of that when I was a kid. So there's certain things that just because I'm skeptical on things doesn't mean that there aren't things that I can't explain that I've experienced, because there's been several things I've encountered that I can't explain. Yeah.
Thank you, Frankie Babes, New York City, $10. I appreciate for the $10. Thank you. Modalicious, $10. I ended up reading through 1984 Brave New World, Atlas Shrugged, None Dare Call It Conspiracy, Fahrenheit 451, and the Cincinnatus. I'm not saying that wrong, but it looks like Cincinnati right up until it says TTUS. So Cincinnatus is one deploy. Okay, and Cincinnatus is one deployment. Messed me up and made me paranoid. Are you sure it wasn't that weed you smoked, Modalicious? That indica? It can make you a little paranoid. No, yeah, those can make you paranoid. If you also you read those books and then you, I don't know, live your normal life, I think that can make you paranoid. I think you're perfectly fine. I think we're all, yeah. That's how does Douglas Adams put of it. That's a normal, universal paranormal. Everybody has it. Or not
Yeah.
paranormal, paranoia. Deef for Canadian $5. I don't watch Game of Thrones, but why didn't HBO wait until all the books were done before making a TV series out of it?
I think they're kind of hoping that maybe he would actually get motivated to finish it, would be my guess. Or they just didn't care.
The day of reckoning came, and it was 2 weeks ago. And that was just the day of reckoning. Like, that was it. It was 2 weeks ago. They knew what they were getting into. They knew if they had done any homework, and I didn't know this about George until I started doing some homework, that he famously doesn't finish stuff. Famously. Like, this ain't his first rodeo. He's got priors on this, like big time priors in other books. People have finished his books for him. So they knew
That's
this.
something I'm thinking is like, why doesn't he just hire somebody? Just like lay out the guidelines, have somebody write it, read it, and go, okay, make these changes. This is good. This is crap. And then just finish it that way. I mean, that way he can at least get closure with his work.
It's going to be an interesting couple of years because he's been enjoying the hell out of his success. And for the most part, he's had, most people have defended him. When people have been writing the book, there's tons of videos, shut up fanboy and shut up whatever. A lot of people hate fans, man. A lot of people just really have it out for fans.
I wonder why. I guess maybe because nerd culture got mainstream is the reason why.
Yeah, and people like to suck up to celebs too. They really
Yeah.
do. Like, that's their goal in life. It's like, why? I have no desire to have celebs on this channel or anything. That's why I have comics division. Just kidding. I have no desire to interview anybody or get in their good graces or go to a movie early. Oh, wow. I get to go to a movie early. Wow. I get a review on Rotten Tomatoes. Wow.
Well, that's the thing
It's
too.
worthless.
I've mentioned this before. The only good critic is the critic who bought the ticket.
Yep.
Because you're going to get the most honest opinion from somebody who paid money for it to go see it themselves, and rather someone who had to ingratiate themselves to go and get the free review. That podcast that you were talking about, where they said that basically they shill the reviews sometimes because if they don't, they won't get free access anymore. And that's a huge fucking thing, man. If it's crap, say it's fucking crap.
Here's the biggest problem with that. The reason you're not getting a lot of people that's saying it's crap, and this probably come as no news to any of you.
Hookers and blow.
That's it. No, most of the people working for these websites don't watch this shit. They're not nerds. They like the culture. They like the celebrity, but listen to the podcasts. Listen to them on podcasts. How many of them say, I didn't catch that. I didn't watch that. I don't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that movie. I didn't read that book. I didn't know that comic.
Why you're reviewing it.
Exactly. So that's
the reason why I don't talk about Game of Thrones, man. It's like I'd feel like a phony if I just started reviewing it.
Yeah, but you read I mean, like, there's factors of nerd that you can be into.
Yeah.
Right. There's specific stuff. Because I don't know. I've been into a lot of shit. I don't know everything. I don't know the EU. I don't know that for shit. Mm-hmm. But I know Star Wars. But that's fine. But I mean, they literally know nothing about anything. They just like the party. They just want to be part of the party. You know what I mean? So there's so many people out there, and it's muddying up everything. And that factors into what's going on with the shill media. And they're trying to protect each other, and it's just a big fucking clique. It's go be in your clique. Go away.
Mm-hmm. And Switchpoint, man, to your credit, I agree, man. You're pretty honest with your stuff. He openly admits that he did not like Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, good. I think he's not the only one who said that, and I think it's not a popular opinion right now. So, but I think more people will come to your side. I liked it, but it's got problems. But it's one of those movies that, it's not going to age well.
No, absolutely. That's kind of my thing, man. Is I have a feeling if I watch it multiple times, I'm gonna hate it more and more, just like other things I've watched.
Well, I seriously hated Fat Thornian. Here's why I hated Fat Thornian, because I wanted one more time where Tony and Cap and Thor and Hulk were going to fight, and Black Widow, which we didn't get. I thought we'd get one battle of them fighting all at the end, and we didn't get that. We didn't get it. We got a fat, flabby Thor who was fully CG'd and we could barely see him. And
Yeah.
And things stopped making sense at the end for some cool moments, which is fine. But you can't sacrifice that. I mean, that's what Game of Thrones sacrificed itself. You know, it's funny. Endgame and The Long Night came out the same weekend. And at least the biggest difference, the reason why everybody isn't, and Switchpoint, you still have a great point, Switchpoint, but they at least gave a bunch of Avengers fighting fighting the bad guy. We had a big melee, and that's what everybody was expecting for 10 years. You didn't subvert anybody. Everybody expected to see 50 characters taking on some, surprisingly horde-like and very similar looking demons or something. They all like hive mind, and they have big teeth, and that's how all bad guys are, and a giant energy beam shooting up in the sky and in portals, and everybody just going at it, and we were completely happy. And most of the audience was completely happy. The normies were definitely happy, but with the normies, it's just like, look at the shiny light. But that's all you had to do with Game of Thrones. You had to be really simple. They tried to get clever at the end when all you needed to do was just stick the landing, and it was really basic. I would have still hated it. Even if there was a melee at the end and Jon Snow killed the Night King. If it was one episode, I told everybody I was going to hate it. I'm like, if they kill the Night King in the third episode, I'm going to hate this. I was telling people for weeks. And I still would have hated it, but I probably would have been in a major minority on that one. People would have been happy if it was a melee, and they would have been fine with it. No, it's called Game of Thrones and blah, blah, blah. Nope. It's called A Song of Ice and Fire. It's called Song of Ice and Fire. Game of Thrones is a hit, is a hot mess. Its title, The Soiled Summer. Opinion.
The summer, it shit itself.
It shit itself. Thank you, Opinionated Uploads, for the $2. The thing that should not be $5. Delancey never finished the Chronicles of Amber. He died after writing Prince of Chaos. His estate had more novels written by and others in prequels. Yes.
Well, that's what happened with the Wheel of Time, I believe.
That's what happened with the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
But it's still good. I mean, I don't know. I still found it very satisfying. I liked it a lot.
And my understanding with the Wheel of Time is that I think his son finished it, and there was like enough notes for him to write the story.
But people said he kind of lost the plot like a long time ago anyway, but I don't know. I haven't read it. I'll find out.
I had a good friend of mine who was a real big fan of that series.
I've tried to pick it up, and I'll try again. Maybe some, it was like 10 years ago, and I was like, I had the comic shop at the time. I probably look at it with different eyes now. What's one you would ask? What's question I would ask George R. R. Martin, Dan and Dave? George R. R. Martin equals, I can't say that. Time for a kiss. I'll say poo. What's one question I would ask them? It would be the question they would hate. I would ask them to be honest with fans. Did you get burned out? Did you get burned out?
Yeah, that would
be honest. I would ask them to be honest with fans. They probably should have handed it off to somebody else. Yes, I'm Monday morning quarterbacking, but people don't come here. People don't come to YouTube to go, well,
yeah, seriously. Yeah. I mean, we're commentators. Of course,
sides.
we're going to fucking Monday morning quarterback.
They might've had a really bad summer and had a horrible breakup, or their, or their doggy got sick or something, people shouldn't take the stuff that seriously, but we do, because it's fun.
Yes.
I'm happy with that. We as a collective are passionate about something. We are passionate. I think we would be equally happy if they had stuck the landing, if it was good. Hopefully the Expanse stays good, more people watch it, and you will be just as satisfied. It's the characterization. It's similar in it's pretty intricate. It's pretty intricate. Snowflame versus Snowflake, Dawn of the Lubella. God bless. Peter Davis in Australia, $10. Gandalf in The Hobbit is not Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. They're, well, I don't know. Those are completely different books to me. They read different. They completely read different. One's for kids and one's for younger people. And I don't know. I see Lord of the Rings as a little more adult. The hippies
really was meant to be the whole thing of the Hobbits was supposed to be like a kid's story.
Yeah, I don't know that for sure, but I know Lord of the Rings got popular in the '60s with the hippies.
Oh yeah, you get the fucking acid trip Lord of the Rings movie.
Love your live streams. I've been wondering if George R. R. Martin has finished Winds of Winter, but he has just been waiting for the show to finish and die. Michael Regdershot, Australian $5. That is a theory that I have been holding on to for a while now, that he's actually done. He doesn't want to give Dan and Dave any more stuff to soil. I don't want to I'll speculate. That's what you come here for. I think there might have been some bad blood. George R. R. Martin has been known to stick it to people before. So, I mean, not like, well, this is kind of vindictive. I'm curious. I think the honest answer is he's not done with the book, but I think there's definitely a chance that he might be finished with it and he's holding off. But I don't know. I kind of, not to totally defend him. Every time I see him, he just looks like he wish he was done with it and could go and move on.
I guess I'll just hire somebody.
He's so sick of hearing it, but that dude,
I'm sure that's how Lucas was. I'm pretty sure.
Count your money. Go and count your money and be grateful.
I think there's at some point in time, if you write something that's very popular and people love it and you're getting burnt down on it, I think there's a point in time where it just becomes the sword of Damocles. It's like you're cursed by your own success. I know that sounds really stupid, but it's like the nature of fame, right? We think that, hey, look, these famous people, they might, they must have this great life, and there's a lot of baggage that comes with it, which I'm pretty sure is the same thing that's happening with Game of Thrones.
Yep. Game of Thrones getting woke recently, or is it just me? No, it's not just you.
No.
Pieces of it have been sneaking in since season 6. After season 5, they were heavily criticized for the Sansa RAPE scene. Mary Sue quit covering it. They got a lot of heat, so they made sure to start out season 6 with an all-female war council to make up for it, destroying the Dorne plot line to do it.
Yeah, because that makes so much sense. Even in a medieval world, that makes so much fucking sense.
Yeah, really. My theory why so it's not just you. Metallicat 6100 or 6100 or 61003. $5. My theory why Bran was so underutilized for a long is because they want to subvert expectations and put him on the Iron Throne in the end. Possibly that would be if they did that. Why? He lives in the past. How he'd be a terrible king. I mean, you could see everything, but we don't know that. He's not going to be near a werewood tree. The thing is, biggest difference between Bran in the books, Bran in the show, Bran has to be touching a werewood tree. They are connected. So he is warging into the trees. He can't just see the shit. It doesn't work like that. But the show does for some reason. Opinionated uploads $2. I already read that. Sean C $5. No continuity in season 8 of Game of Thrones. Winterfell was already rebuilt, trenches filled. King's Landing is now in the desert. $10. 10 million an episode for this.
Wasn't there also like teleporting armies as well?
Oh yeah, there's that. Oh, dude, that's last season. No, King's Landing. Now King's Landing, it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like foresty around it. It's in the southern part. Yeah, they're supposed to be. Yeah, they really fucked up on that. It's supposed to be winter. It snowed there, and they showed an arid desert, and yeah, that it looked like Southern California. That's what it looked like. It looked like Spain, like where they were. Aaron Brown, $1.99. It was cool to see the MCU sign, aka Star Trek 6. Yeah, that was cool. I like that, Aaron Brown. I thought that was very cool at the end, like at the end of Star Trek 6. Nicholas. Oh, by the way, the Tony hammering at the end, which, people were just like, oh, it's a callback. But now with the multiverse factor in, do you look at that differently? The Tony hammering at the end in the cave. Nicholas Horton, $5. We still don't know which of the different endings they've gone with. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, do not put any spoilers in my chat. You could put them in as theories. That's fine. But I tell you right now, any channel, because I saw that you guys reported on that, Nicholas, be careful. Be very, very careful. They've nuked 2 channels.
Whoa,
already.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do not talk about spoilers. Yeah, just don't. And any channel that does, I mean, yeah, it'd be great for the clicks, but you are risking your channel, just so you know, and HBO is paying attention. And they are very quick with that stuff. And that will not be a copyright strike. That will be your channel is gone forever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We still don't know which of the different endings. Yeah. So there's one ending. One of those endings is not right. Opinionated uploads, $5. Before I go on, the place that reported on it, Nicholas, it was way late in the game. For one, those things have been up for 4 months. The spoilers have been up for 4 months. They just ended up being right. If they're pretty easy to find now. Opinionated uploads, $5 if you want to save yourself a bunch of trouble. Opinionated uploads, $5. Think we'll get the Sentry or Moon Knight in the current state of the MCU. The psychology of the two can make for very compelling story arcs.
I think it would be awesome, but I doubt they will for Moon Knight because of the whole mental health thing.
Yeah, they'll probably make
somebody.
Well, okay, I think you're going too literal in the comics. I don't think they would do the 3 personality Moon Knight. I think they'll just make him the Batman.
Yeah,
I think they'll just make a basic version. So yes, we'll get Moon Knight for sure. He's a cool looking character. I don't think they're gonna go Netflix on him and get into his personas. They might play into that a little bit, but yeah, like Comics Division says, they'll make it serious, or they'll make it like a superpower or something like that. Sentry, they could certainly do. I don't think they would not go as hardcore, but they could and make him a villain. I think they would definitely do that in Phase 4. I think making the straight white guy who looks like Superman, turning him into the villain. Oh, I think they most certainly would do that in Phase 4.
Well, the funny thing about Moon Knight, there's 2 ways that this could play out. If they don't make him mentally ill, they're gonna accuse the MCU of being ableist again. And if they do, people are gonna complain, say it's demeaning to people with mental disabilities. Because that's how SJWs work.
And this is why independent work is going to take over, because they're going to get so stymied because they've decided to listen to these people. And the minute you gave them power, you were screwed. Yeah, and you were completely screwed. And look at how far freaking woke they've gone, and they had not even come close to satisfying them. Not even come close. So, yeah, good luck. Good luck. People will start making their own stuff. Honestly, the two best things I've seen out of Star Wars has come from fans. That Vader fan film and that Obi-Wan. Vader
Oh God, the Vader fan film was amazing.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was good.
Yeah, that was by fans.
Yeah.
Disney couldn't even touch that stuff.
And he actually,
no
I think he
passion.
actually worked with LucasArts, because there was a controversy where his either got copyright claimed or taken down or something.
He got copyright claimed, but he asked if he could monetize. They said no, and
he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
Yeah, he didn't monetize.
He didn't fundraise.
He didn't fundraise or anything, and they still copyrighted. It was the music. So Disney said it wasn't them. It was them, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it was the music, and it was done probably by a bot. That was very similar as to what happened to me. All right, Dr. Venkman just read first issue of Rags. It's pretty good.
Rags is awesome.
Would love to see it as a TV series or a movie. Unfortunately, I don't think that'll happen, but you never know.
Yeah,
Dr. Venkman, it'd be great. How about they make their own? How about they adapt their own? How about they start a YouTube channel? Rags has got a following, right?
I haven't talked to Brian in a while. I should hit him up to see how it's going. But I know it's getting published by, was it Antarctic? Yeah, AP.
Yeah, tell him to crowdfund a fan film. Do it tomorrow. Also, imagine if I'd gone to jail now and came back out and comics are gone. Dr. Venkman. I know, right? I'd be all, what? Can I come back? Comics helped me get through, man. And it was prison, it wasn't jail. Big difference. But I've been to that too. Madeline Thornley, $10. Hey, why do you guys think the Dumb and Dumber didn't follow some book storylines like Lady Stoneheart, Young Griff, and Euron Greyjoy? Because they didn't like the mystical stuff. They thought there was too many undead people. That was their argument for no Lady Stoneheart was there was too many people who got brought back to life, but they really argued for a zombie polar bear. These guys are like straight up frat bros. They're straight up frat bros that liked, and my theory is this might be kind of mean. I think they only read the first 3 books. I don't think they read Feast for Crows and Dance with Dragons. I think they read excerpts, but I don't know. I just saw one of that interview goes, I think Jenny Goldstones is in one of George's books. I'm like, the think should never come out of your mouth when you're adapting a book. You should go, well, Jenny of Oldstones is in the Storm of Swords, and they refer to it with at the Ghost yeah.
Gotta respect
Tom Seven Strings sings it. Please DM me about She-Hulk issue 40. You want She-Hulk issue 40? Oh God. If I can remember, Mark C, to mail it out on my next mailing run. Mark C, She-Hulk 40. I will. Yeah, my next mailing run is going to be next couple days. I'm sending out some more Patreon packages. Hopefully I will remember to do it, Mark C, and I will get it out. J Vel L $4.99. The 3 fight sequences in the Ronnie Lily episode of Barry were more compelling than any of the action in season 8, episode 3, which aired the same night on HBO. I will take your word for it. I did not see Barry, but I could. Well, you could see it. So if you could see it, therefore it was better. James Cook, $4.99. Maybe enough people protest Game of Thrones can get a second season try. I wish it won't happen. You can hope it will be remade someday, which it will be. When George finishes, everything will get remade. Everything gets made. Star Wars trilogy will be remade in our lifetimes. Take it to the bank,
dude. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you.
Well,
it's gonna be Star Wars woke edition.
You know what's gonna inspire it? That fan film. That fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader makes that scene so much better It really does. It makes the scene better. I don't know if you can do the whole movie, but that scene in isolation, it's pretty damn
Well,
good.
so that's the problem. Like some of these things work great in isolation. Like the fight scene with Vader and Rogue One. I mean, it fucking took my breath away. As much as I crap on that movie, that scene was just like it was amazing. We actually got to see Vader do cool shit. It wasn't two old dudes batting sticks like in the original Star Wars movie, and I love that scene, but it was just way fucking cooler.
It was okay. We got to start going through these. When Sam told Stannis about using Dragon Glass to kill the White Walkers, Stannis said he had it at Dragonstone. Why didn't Sam remember that before finding it in a book? No, I think BK's loved one. You're talking about Stannis talking to Sam. I think he did remember it. I think he was just going down to learn more about it. I don't know about that though. That honestly, that kind of those kind of inconsistencies happen all the time. So I can totally believe you. I can't answer with because I think he might have known that on the way. I think they went down to find out more about Valyrian steel. Honestly, he did nothing at the Citadel though. He threw out a couple chamber pots and left. It was so rushed and dumb. Just throwing you £5. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Steve Carter. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. It's not just throwing me, or keeping this content going. Thank you so much. Classic Comics, $2. We love you 3,000, Gary. Classic Comics, I love you 3,000. I love you 4,000. Madeline Thornley, $10. Hey, why do you guys think I already read that, but thanks again, Madeline. And I'm out of order here. James Cook, already did that. North American Vikinger, $5. Jon Snow gets epic longsword. Yes. Custom Wolf handle. Yes. Ruby Ghost Eyes. Yes. Fateful Ice Dragon killing Valyrian Steel. Yes. Yells at Dragon.
Punches Dragon in the face.
But your expectations were subverted because we were subverted out of a budget, and we wanted to give the little girl the kill because it just felt right for the symbolism for our politics. The Real YT, $4.99. Colony was canceled with no real ending. Yet another show bites the dust.
God damn, that sucks. Man, they could have concluded it with one more season.
You want to punish a network for doing that and make sure they don't do it again, and at least give you a movie and stuff like that. The fans of the fans of Colony should not watch any more shows on that network. You should just stop and be very vocal about it and go, we will not come back until you give us a movie, which they could easily do.
I'm not sure how they got that with Farscape. I know that the Farscape fans were
somebody financed it.
Somebody financed it?
Somebody financed it.
Yeah. I was so happy when we got Peacekeeper Wars. I know that was probably not the intended ending, and it was probably more rushed than anything else, but it was still good, and we got a conclusion.
Yep. Opinionated Uploads, $5 super chat on behalf of Ed Gurnick. What is dead can never die. Yeah. What is dead can never die. That's also Greyjoy. The drowned god. What is dead can never die. But comes back harder and stronger. Love you guys. What do you think they'll be the main segments of episode 5, Game of 3, other than killing off Drogon off screen to save money? That's obvious. Duh. Well, they're gonna kill no, they already took Ghost off screen. To save some money. Before they kill Drogon will kill a bunch of people in King's Landing, and we'll see we'll be behind the wall. So we'll see Drogon fly over the wall. Then we'll hear a bunch of screaming and see some flames. And then all of King's Landing will be dead. And all of those scorpions will magically miss him. Although they fucking killed Rhaegal in the first, they got 3 shots. God, I know too much. I can't even pretend to speculate because then people will think I'm giving away the ending. So
Well, you can always say it will just devolve down into a giant circle jerk.
I'm going to stick. Yes. And that's exactly it. I'm going to stick to my prediction from season 2. Than what I said. If they kill the Night King in episode 3, which they did, it's just going to be a bunch of our characters miraculously surviving a fight with the dead to go down to the south, do stupid things, and get killed. That's my prediction. And it stays that way. And they're going to be out of character. And the rest of you will be right over here watching. Doomcock, me, somebody, Mauler, when it's over. Are you all going to come over after next episode? Some of you. Tater, Canadian $20 just recently subbed after the big stream you did with the Long Night episode. Thanks. In my opinion, that was the only bad episode of the season so far. So high hopes for the last 2. Can anything honestly save this season for me? No. Honestly, here was my expectation that was set up by the writers of the show and the creators of the show. I was going to get full and rich characters with intricate plots. There were scenes where Ned sat down reading a book and they took their time, and a lot of people complained about that. I love that stuff. I love the slow buildup because you got a payoff at the end. At the end, you got the Battle of Blackwater. You got the battle at the wall. We got payoffs. We got Hardhome. They built up to stuff. You got the Red Wedding. You got, Eddard getting beheaded. You had a slow buildup. You felt the dread coming. Now it just feels like get it over with. If you made it through this the Last of the Starks and liked it, then you might be okay until the end. I can't see how anybody's going to be happy with the end. The actors aren't even happy with the end.
Well, yeah. Typically, if the actors aren't happy, then it's probably going to be crap. I mean, Mark Hamill was a good barometer for the Star Wars movies.
Yep. Kit Harington, Sophie Turner both used the same words describing season 8 ending. Disappointing.
I heard about that. That's kind of sad.
Gary, the knowledge of me having a margarita tonight hurts you. LOL. That's right. I'm hurt. I'm poisoned. You're not allowed to have them anymore because I can't have them. Eric K, $5. Thank you. Opinionated uploads, $2. Heard Deadpool narrates the next Game of Thrones episode. That would actually make it better.
That would be
you got me there. That would make it better. If Bronn ends up on the Iron Throne and Bessie's tits come back, I'll be fine with that. That's a Game of Thrones meme. Christy Miller, $2. What do you think of the newest Predator movie? I don't. I simply don't. It was terrible, and I'm a big fan of the Predator. Is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It was a good comic book. Worked really well with the Dark Horse comic books.
Yep.
It is simply an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and honestly, if you take away the Sarah Connor Chronicles, Terminator's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It's not a franchise about robots and Skynet. It's just an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It's a great one. It's one of my favorite.
Could be, but yeah.
Nobody's been able to pull it off yet.
No.
I just think, I could do an entire
even
podcast
the ones he was in, it was like Genesis. Oh my God, that movie was terrible.
Gynesis, yeah.
Gynesis.
Christian Basil for $2. I'll come on the show to talk Jody and 2020. Okay. Well, we need to talk. Yes. We need to talk Jody once I get some solid info. We still don't know the holiday special they're going to do. I think it's just going to be a children in need special. I don't think it's going to be a real episode.
Wait, for what?
Doctor Who.
Oh,
yeah. Opinionated uploads, $5. I broke my phone when Rhaegal died. Oh no, I subbed HBO for this shit. So pissed. It's borderline false advertisement to me. They lost last season to me. Yep. Opinionated uploads, they did. Only what I heard about Lost, but yes. Game of Thrones, I got a lot to say, and I'm a casual fan. I think that's where the big difference was last episode is they lost the casual fans because they liked Rhaegal and Ghost, and then Jamie doing that inexplicable stupid thing, and then they remembered they killed people, so they killed Missandei, and I don't know. And then them standing out in the desert, and it just, I don't know why this bothered me, but it did. You could totally tell that Tyrion was standing in front of a green screen, and I'm just like, God damn it. They shoot on fracking location. Why is he in front of a green screen right now?
Because he's doing something else.
God, Eric K, $5. I knew when I saw Transporter 2 when that 90-pound model was beating the crap out of every trained professional killer. Yeah, that's something I seriously, that just, I lose my suspension of disbelief. And listen, they do that in HBO too. And listen, if the model has superpowers, then it explained, and I am cool. But I was watching that HBO trailer, and we saw the cop. She's like 5'4", and she's beating the crap out of 6-foot dudes. It's like, okay, give her superpowers. We're good. We're solid. She's got superpowers.
Well, they had that in Gotham, where you have the 13 or 14, 15-year-old girl beating up this 6-foot, dude who's probably 6'5", fucking muscle, and she's like kicking his ass. I'm like, one punch and she would be flying across the street. No fucking way.
Her punches wouldn't even.
Yeah, it's just like, I get that she's supposed to be Catgirl or Catwoman, but come on, buddy. Come on. No fucking way.
and the more comfortable we get as a society, so there's probably a lot of people out there who've just never been in a fight and have no idea. Have like no idea what it's like to get hit by somebody who weighs 75 pounds more than you.
Yeah. Well, I think the other thing too is that there's this belief going on that there is no physical difference between men and women.
I'm getting to that point.
Yeah.
So that and they just don't understand, and they will once it happens.
Yeah.
But it's like getting hit by a freight train. Trust me.
Yeah.
Gary, the zombies are normies who defend STD in Game of Thrones. STD, yes. Game of Thrones, a certain percentage, yes. Certain percentage are friendlies. There's people who just, I mean, they just got so much invested in the show, and it's like for them the offense just happened. For me, I was detached already a little bit. Like season 7 sucked. It sucked, but it had good battle scenes. It did. And it had the promise of like, okay, we had to do the Westeros Express to get everybody together. Fine. I was looking forward to season 8, but I didn't think it would be this bad. I really didn't. So yes, there is Deb Jack. I agree with you that half of the people defending Game of Thrones are just normies who would watch STD and say, and I put the meme in my last video. Incompetence is not, and that's from Game of Thrones. Incompetence should not be rewarded with blind loyalty. It sucks. Listen, I got a shelf right here. Let me make sure the camera's on it. Full of A Song of Ice and Fire. Right here. I do. I had a shelf up here that was covered in Game of Thrones action figures. I bought all the soundtracks. I have a shelf right below my Watchmen right there. That is all the Game of Thrones Blu-rays. You can't see it because it's blocked by a toy right now. There's a lot of space dedicated. I have 1/6 scale figures that I've spent hundreds of dollars on. All gone, leaving, bye. And they'll be gone by they're gone. I don't want to even look at this show anymore. I can't even go back and like rewatch the first few seasons knowing where it ends. It's completely ruined for me.
That's the whole point. When they drive a series off of a cliff, there's no point in reliving the journey.
Yeah, exactly. It was not just a bad landing. It's like you just said, it is off a cliff. I mean, it's not even close to being good. And I am really confident that the rest of the fandom will be right there with me. But yeah, you might have a couple stragglers, but man, it's bad. Oh, and I don't want it to be. I don't. Now we're not going to get any kind of an ending because George ain't finishing the books. I mean, there's points in life where you just got to accept reality.
Yep.
You know, and if I'm wrong, hey, great. He comes out with, I think he'll come out Wins a Winner. I fully expect Wins a Winner to come out soon. I think we'll actually get that in the next couple of years. Dream of Spring is a dream. It'll not come out. Not unless he wrote them back to back and is tricking us, but I doubt it.
How many books does he allegedly have left?
2.
2? That's it?
Yeah, but they're like 1,000-page books told first person perspective, all different characters with different. So they're like 8 books in one. He's actually a fast writer when it comes to the history books. Like he cranked out Fire and Blood pretty quick, and a World of Ice and Fire, which I love. A World.
All
of
I
Ice
have to
and
do
Fire.
is make shit up at that point, I guess.
Yeah.
Or
Zombie,
regurgitate stuff that you already
hashtag Zombie Origins Matter. God, I'm behind. I gotta hurry up on this.
Yeah, you really are, man. That was a
If
while
you need
back.
to bolt, that's cool because I'm gonna be here.
Nah, dude, it's cool.
Yeah.
Who shot JR?
That was better. I
don't even fucking remember anymore.
I have a shot. Who shot JR? It was the God. It was a girl. It was his wife. Wasn't it his wife? I can't remember. I have a button. The Who Shot JR button.
I just remember they did this one thing and it ended up being a dream sequence, and then they did it in Family Guy. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, when Bobby Ewing died, they
Bobby Ewing. That's right.
Gary, the zombies are normies that defend STD and Game of Thrones. Again, Jack Random, thank you for the $2. Nicholas Horton, $2. When there's no more room in hell, the dead. When there's no more room in hell, the dead. Yeah, I forgot the rest of that. That's from Westworld too. When there's no more room in, so you think
the dead shall rise?
So is that is that how it's Nicholas is Westeros just Westeros world? Opinionated uploads $2. Zombie Origins Matter. You damn straight. James Week $5. Do you highlight good examples of low budget projects that get it better than the big dogs in Hollywood? Might be a cool thing to do. I will when I come across them. I will definitely that Obi-Wan thing. I don't know why it just came across to me, but Comics Division said it's been out like for a year or something like that.
Yeah, that Vader fight with Obi-Wan's been out for a while, and I want to say, yeah, I want to say it came out last year. Unless this is something completely different, or I'm seeing the future. I don't know.
Maybe. Who sent it to me? It was on my mod thread. Where's my mod thread? God damn, there's so many freaking things here. God dang. Is it just gone now? Nerdotic mod thread. There it is. We're going to go to YouTube here at 6 minutes. This one came out. It's got 3 million views. May 8th, 2019.
Huh. Okay, that must be something different then.
Fix it in post. I'm going to show you some of it, guys. It's effing fantastic. You guys, there won't be any. You think they won't copyright strike me, will they? You guys can hear some of the audio over my microphone.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
They better not. They would get buried. You don't copyright strike. I'm promoting their stuff. Fix it in post. They got 54,000 subs. Go sub to them. Here we go. You're just going to hear it over my mic. Or no, you're not. Actually, you're not. Never mind. You're just going to see it. So they cut in. I'm going to just show highlights. I'm going to try to get past this actual Star Wars stuff.
I want to say that the one they did, this came out last year. This has to be a re-upload or something. Or the thing that they showed was not the full clip. But I remember seeing some of this already.
Maybe you saw like a making of it or something.
Yeah. Because yeah, this I think has a lot more than what I originally saw. But I think it,
Oh, there's a lot more.
yeah. Because
They, like,
the one I
they
saw
do a
was
straight
them
up.
actually just fighting. It didn't have like the whole scene cut in, and it was just like them fighting for a little bit. So I think that was what they were promoting, what they were working on. Yeah, some of the stuff right here.
It's like when you see stuff like this put out by fans, it's
Mhm.
like it's a joke. This is so much fucking better than anything Jar Jar did or Rian did. This little clip by a fan is more Star Wars than anything I've fucking seen in years. And I've been watching Star Wars for fucking 40 plus years.
Right. Well, even that Vader fan film that guy did.
Oh, that
is
was
way
sick.
more.
That was
Yeah, it was,
absolutely sick.
and that's supposed to
But
be like
this is
episode
better.
1. Yeah.
Like George Lucas redid the 20 years ago. You could have done this 20 years ago.
Yeah, he could have.
I want to cut across Star Wars stuff. There we go.
And that's the thing. You had a lot of really good fan stuff coming out of the 90s too, and early 2000s.
Oh, look at that
Specifically
punch.
with Trek. Yeah,
Straight
that's
up
awesome.
punched him. Look at that. Watch this.
Yeah.
Watch. Headbutt. Boom. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, this is way more than
God damn,
what I
that's
initially
cool.
saw. That's awesome. Oh, nice.
Dude, yes. Okay, back to that. I didn't see that. I was watching on my phone earlier. I didn't see Vader socking him in the. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. You can't hear the music. The music for this is so good. Watch this. Watch it. What? Whoop. Stops. Oh, and then it's all oh. And then you hear the I hate you. You are my brother, Anakin. You were the chosen one. And I have the higher ground, by the way.
Which doesn't make any fucking sense.
Nope. But that callback right there makes the prequels worth it. It really does.
God, the Jedi Dance Party makes the prequels worth it.
Okay. Star Wars stuff. Sorry, I gotta stop here. But
yeah, that's way more
that's
than what was
good.
initially released. But yeah, it's the same thing.
I'm getting laser blasts in my ear now. I don't want to hear that. Thanks for sitting through that, folks. That was just like I showed that to Nerdrotic Jr. He was like, "That was amazing." God damn, that was good, guys. Well done. Well, just this is why these are the people that the creatives. This is why the creatives hate you.
Yeah,
because you have more passion for the project than they do, and you make them look foolish. That's simply what it is. That's why Axanar got shut down and Star Trek Continues. They made him look foolish. Oh, by the way, Captain Spire, are you here? I need to address a super chat that you sent me twice and you asked me to address. So hopefully you see this later if you're here, Captain Spire. I'll get back to the chats and regular chat in a second. So Captain Spire asked me why I haven't been back on the Axanar channel, because I was on there once with Popcast. Alex from Axanar asked me to come on. I was perfectly happy to come on. He talked to me about like joining a possible network with Popcast and stuff. Popcast guys, by the way, nice guys, great guys. They do really good videos. I like them a lot. I'm going to have them on the channel. But during that stream, Vic Mignogna got brought up, and it was at the time a subject I wasn't going to touch. I didn't want to talk about it. And if you watch that live stream, I don't say a word when they're talking about it, because I had a very different opinion than Alex. I was on his podcast. I wanted to be respectful, and I want to start an argument right there and then. And so I just let that pass so we can talk about Star Trek again. But, and I would have let that be. That would have been it. Alex can have his opinion. I can have mine. It's different from his. But then the Mecha Random thing happened. And I wasn't aware of it at first, but I heard about it from Mecha's channel and saw what was said to her. And yeah, so when it comes to Vic Mignogna, it's Vic Mignogna, right?
Yeah.
I innocent till proven guilty. That's where I will stand on everything, especially somebody who has a unique experience of being tried in court in front of my parents and locked up. And listen, I was guilty. I was. So I cut a deal. Could have been a lot worse. Now I didn't do anything. I mean, I committed crimes. I committed bad crimes, but no violence against people. Nothing creepy. Mine was all drug related. I was a sick drug addict, robbing and stealing. Didn't harm a single person. Other than, I mean, I definitely harmed people mentally and stuff. Yeah. I don't want to poo-poo that, but I did not physically.
You also harmed yourself as well.
Yes.
But yeah, you didn't shoot any or stab anyone. That's
no, God, no. So no. Most of my stuff was self-inflicted, but I did definitely, hurt people along the way, and hopefully have done what I could to make up for that. Never will. But
I completely agree. That's the big thing is innocent until proven guilty in this country. That's how this shit works. As flawed as it may be, there's a reason why you're presumed innocent. Because if you are automatically presumed to be guilty, then it's the burden of proof is on you, and that's not right. Because there's been plenty of instances where people get falsely convicted. Imagine if it was the other way around. It would happen more.
God, I don't want to go to that website that I showed you. I'll just talk about The Matrix without reading the article. I'll get to that in a second because it's in the title. So the director of John Wick said there's a possibility The Matrix will be coming back from the Wachowskis. I have no desire to see that. I think the first Matrix film is perfect. I don't need the other two. I am completely fine with the first movie. Love it to death. Oh my God. I got to read the super chat. Modalicious, $2. Snow Flames Raging Coke Boner.
And yes, Mr. Birds, due process is good. That's not what I'm
due process. But that, yeah. So Captain Spire, you gave me 2 super chats. I just want to address that's where I stand with that. I am completely out on that. I'm not really into joining networks. I'm fully into like joining live streams with Geeks and Gamers and Mauler and all that stuff. But I'm going to do my thing over here. I'm just going to do my thing. But I love collaborating with Doomcock and everybody. That I think that's fun, but loose collaboration is always best. When you start getting into actual business with people, things change. Yes. Thankfully I had the comic store as a great learning experience for a lot of things here. So the best is to go on my own. I got to get back down here. Drogon Dracarys, everybody, and melts the Iron Throne. Hashtag Dragon wins. Hashtag show vindicated. Opinionated uploads, $5. I can definitely see that happen. I think we're going to get some of that next episode. I don't know if he's going to melt the Iron Throne. I've always suspected the Iron Throne will be destroyed at the end. I mean, I've thought that from the minute I started reading the books. But yeah, I think Drogon's, I can't say anything more than that. Rhino 54563, $5. I binged Lucifer last night. It was awesome. Sex, drugs, and violence. Yeah. Right on, Rhino. I love Scotch. $5. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. We love you. I love Scotch. Jackie Sisk, $5. Is anyone else thinking no Star Wars movies for 3 years? Her contract ends in 3 years. Yeah, I think everybody's thinking that. I think
Yeah, they're supposed to be taking a break, but they announced they're going to be doing a Star Wars film every other year, starting in like 2022, I
yeah,
think.
she's going to be retiring, and that's fine. And everybody
Yeah.
looks great. Alan Massey, $5. The Orville was more Galaxy Quest in season 1 and more Star Trek in season 2. Two different approaches to sci-fi. That's a very good point, Alan. Alan, that's a great point. And they did say they were going to make that change at Comic-Con. I have the Seth MacFarlane Comic-Con panel on my channel. If you search for it. Again, Modalicious, $2. Snowflames, Raging Coke Boner. Stargate 404, $5. So I've watched American Gods. It's good, but woke. It's got moments. But how do you feel about it? I've known you've recommended it. I read the books. I liked it. Well, the book is pretty woke. That's the thing. I never finished season 2, and it's not like I was hating it. It just, I don't feel it wasn't grabbing me for some reason. And maybe because I'm just so sick of freaking woke everything that even if something's slightly woke, it just completely turns me off right now. And just like, eh.
Yeah.
But I'll probably finish it at some point. Ian Moon, $5. Have you seen the reimagined Star Wars fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan? CS38, Jeremy and Mecca did a video about it. Yes, it's fantastic. We just watched it, Ian. I love it. I will watch it again. It gives me the goosebumps. It does. Don't laugh, but I really dig the 100 on CW. Matt Joseph, I wouldn't do that because Mrs. Nerdrotic adores that show. So we all like our trashy TV. There's something very respectable about liking. I wouldn't call it trashy. It's sci-fi on network, so it's not going to be as ambitious. That's it. But it still can be enjoyable.
I don't know. I think you can still be ambitious to a point. Obviously.
Well, there's different ambitious.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. The CW is not a network that is geared towards
CW
me.
is trash.
The CW is hot, very, very good looking people to you're either into the soap opera, and listen, I used to love soap operas, afternoon soap operas. I loved them. So I can't judge anybody. You're either into the soap opera aspect or people are really into looking at all the pretty people, which is nothing wrong with either one. Can't believe The Long Night was an 8.3 rating on IMDb. Captain Yassarian, Canadian, $5. Yes. But on Rotten Tomatoes, 61% fan rating for The Last of the Starks, which is the lowest rated Game of Thrones episode ever. Stargate 404, $5. You see Kit Harington interview where he was asked, how would you describe the finale? He said, disappointing. Cast seems to dislike D&D too. Yes. Sansa Stark, Sophie Turner came out and said that earlier in the year. But I just kind of thought that I expected to have a bittersweet ending. That's what George has said. Now it's just going to be bitter. Opinionated Uploads, $5. Corporations don't like fans because we demand overall quality and our loyalty and money, while SJW settle for superficial representation. Yes. Opinionated Uploads.
I think that's what they want, is that people who can be spoon-fed crap and love every bit of it is what they want.
They want all the benefits of fandom without having to actually work for it.
Yes, that's a good way of summing it up.
Stargate 404 at Fat Beer Drink White Woman. I am offended by Thor. Oh, as fat beer drink. As a fat beer drinking white man, I am offended by Thor. Says Stargate 404. Oh my God, I'm so offended. Dr. Brinkman, $10. I enjoy your channel. Thoughts on the new cast for Alter Carbon season 2? Also, congrats on 81K plans for $100,000 celebration. Yes. If and when, I mean, we got a long way to go. If and when, it will be a big deal. I'm going to do something.
Wait, with Alter Carbon or something else?
No, with 100,000 subscriber celebration. Alter Carbon season 2, Anthony Mackie is going to star. I gotta say, I love the visuals of that show. If they don't have the Edgar Allan Poe character, I don't know if I'm going to like it as much. He made the show a lot better. Joel Kinnaman made the show a lot better. Anthony Mackie's he's a great actor. We'll see. I'll watch it. The visuals on that show are amazing. Maximus Smith, $5. If George R. R. Martin does not finish the series, he will be picked by it will be picked up by someone else, like it happened with the Dune series. I imagine it would. As a matter of fact, I think the people who the people who are writing the comic books right now will probably be the ones. Peter Davison, Australian, $5. Hang on, I got to drink some water. My preference is The Hobbit is better literal work than The Lord of the Rings. A better literal work. I could agree with that. I mean, I definitely enjoy The Lord of the Rings a lot more. But as a classical book, yeah, I can see that. Totally. All Out of Bubblegum, $10. I feel the more and more TV shows and movies are not made for Western viewers, but instead are made for China. Can't have any magic or fantasy because of them trying to get involved in that market. All Out of Bubblegum, I completely agree with you. And that's going to be a double-edged sword because I think we'll get some better movies because of that. I think Aquaman was better because they really wanted to sell that in China. So there was no like woke BS in it. And that's what made Aquaman a little better. But you're not going to get Ghost Rider, Hellstrom. That's why they're going to Hulu. That's why they're not going to do any of the supernatural stuff in the Marvel universe, which is honestly the best stuff.
I thought Blade. Magic and fantasy is not a taboo. It's more like, the dead and ghosts.
Magic.
Yeah. Is it magic?
It's magic. Okay. Fantasy is not. Fantasy is fine. I could be wrong. They were able to get around with Doctor Strange, but they're not doing Ghost Rider. So magic.
Well, no, that wouldn't make sense though.
Okay. Well, yeah. But they're not going to sell Ghost Rider over there, and it does make sense. So All Out of Bubblegum, I agree with you. Richard Wetfuss, $2. Will Moon Knight be a time traveler in the MCU? Who knows? I think everybody will be traveling through portals. I think they're actually going to keep the multiverse. I don't think some people are thinking it's just Mysterio lying. I think it'll be a situation where maybe he's lying, but then they find out at the end of the movie there actually is a multiverse. Rad Willie won $2. The Danny kind of forgot memes are going down in history. Yes. So if you don't know, if you didn't watch my video, their excuse for Daenerys rounding the corner and having her dragon shot by the Iron Fleet was the creators of the show said, Danny kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet. So a fleet that killed half of her army last season, she forgot. So the memes are everywhere now. The kind of forgot memes are just go to Free Folk. You'll read them. They're brilliant. I wish I had time to read them here, but I got to kind of wrap things up. Just wait. J.K. Rowling dies. Harry Potter reboot. Oh, she's going to reboot it while it's still alive. I'm going to have to change the title of this, by the way. I didn't talk about Matrix or any of that stuff. We just talked about Game of Thrones. Yeah. But
it's fine.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I can't go 4 hours. It's like midnight here. Do you think George R. R. Martin's final books will be very different than the TV show? And also, what is your personal opinion on how the show will end? I wish I could give that. I'll give general feeling. It's going to end like utter garbage. I'll tell you one thing I don't know, but I think might happen. I think they might reintroduce like some Night King elements at the end, like Bran or Jon Snow or something. Like that's a possibility, just to bring back that, just to make it not look like such a total crap out with the Night King. Now that is that I can say for sure is not in any of the spoilers or anything. Nobody knows anything about that. Nobody's mentioned anything about that. That is just my thoughts. Because even though there's spoilers out there, there's a lot of stuff that we still don't know. They weren't very specific spoilers. They give you a single action of something, but they don't tell you the context or anything. And they could definitely do that, and it would just make it even worse. The books will end completely different from the show. There's no way the show will end like the books at all, period. They can't. There's too many characters that are like dead in the books and alive in the show and vice versa. Noah, thank you very much for the 15 Chilean. Is that Chilean? CHF? I'm not sure. Noah Utterback, $1.99. Did you watch Chernobyl? I thought it was amazing. It looks. I don't know if I can watch it. I don't know if I want to watch it. It looks pretty damn amazing, though. I'll give you that. Amy Johnson, hi.
Is that a
$2.
movie or a TV series?
It's a TV series on HBO.
Hmm.
Amy Johnson, $2. Stay strong, Gary. You are the best man. Oh, thanks, Amy. You are the best. You are the best. And comics division's the best too.
try.
Rad Willie won $2. The Dragon demands video on why. I don't know these acronyms here. Bow is dark. I don't know why Bow is dark. The Dragon demands video on why Bow is dark. I don't. Brad Willie, type that out fully. My brain's not working right now, and I can't understand acronyms. Type that out in the chat if you could. Richard, thank you for the $2. Sorry, I'm just not. It says S/O to the Dragons demands video on why Bow is dark. Battle of Winterfell. What's S/O?
Yeah, it looks like they're saying Battle of Winterfell.
Okay, so what is S/O to the Dragon demands video?
I have no idea.
So I know why they're saying the Battle of Winterfell is dark. So so they're basically saying that we had to tune our television sets. We were
SO is shout out apparently.
Shout out to the Dragon demands video on why Battle of Winterfell is dark. Okay, I will shout it out. Richard Wetfuss, $2. Alien, the play is awesome. Oh, that'd be kind of cool to watch.
I saw some highlights because I can't say words. It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got to check that out. Cool. Richard Wetfuss, $5. Should scrap the final book and instead just add 10 pages in text with short conclusion, wrapping everything up, told from 10 years in the future. Yep. Give us a history book if you can't finish. Give us something. Jack Random, $2. Zombies equals normies equals was Walking Dead explanation all along. LOL. That's good. That's good. All Out of Bubblegum, Game of the Walking Dead. Exactly. Oh my God. Right. $2.
Walking Dead.
Serban 42, $4.99. Chad Vader, day shift manager, is more Star Wars than anything Disney has done. Right.
That is a great series. Is it still going?
I don't know, but it probably is, and you're right. The Grand Inquisitor, $2. Hail Nerdrotic, you beautiful bastard. Back at you. Back at you, Grand Inquisitor. Madeline Thornley for $5. Do you think at some point there is going to be the okay. Do you think at some point there was be one last straw where this silent minority rise up and tell SJWs to shut the hell up and squash their bullshit? I think it's happening.
I think it's hopefully happening more and more. And it all depends, I think, on big tech and whether they really start silencing people more and more. Because right now, and this is absolutely ridiculous, if you go and post something, whether you agree with it or not, about InfoWars or what's his name on Facebook, your account, they'll shut you down. That's what they're saying. Unless you're Paul Joseph Watson, that's the other person I was thinking of. So that is ridiculous. Just if you go right now, post a video of theirs on Facebook, account gone.
Yeah. Paul Joseph Watson. If you put it, Paul Joseph Watson stuff, and same with Farrakhan. And we'll see where that goes. I mean, I used to listen to, I told you, I used to listen to Alex Jones when he was like a conspiracy guy, on Art Bell and stuff. And I've never heard him be anything close to being racist. So I know he's conspiratorial.
Well, the reason why they banned him is he had that confrontation with that one CNN journalist, and that was the reason why they banned him on a lot of stuff. I know that was like from Twitter and I think YouTube and as well as Apple. That happened last year. But the other stuff that's going on with people posting his stuff, now they're going after them, and that's the stuff that's getting kind of scary. Whether you love him, hate him, whatever, that's it's not policing. Facebook is not policing. The only thing they'll let you post is you basically saying bad things about InfoWars and Paul Joseph Watson. So you have to have the right opinion now on Facebook. And apparently Facebook won't even let you criticize their platform on Facebook.
Well, Facebook's lame. I mean, like, honestly, it's lame now. It's like, it's so old and tired. I love my Facebook group. I love my page. I wish I could import you all to my website. I know it's an easier place to get to. But honestly, it's like, it's so tired. But I've got pictures from when my kid was like day one to up. So I'd have to back that up, and they're relying on that, but I would take the time to do it. And and you said somebody has some clever app where you could just back everything up. See ya.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's wrap this up. I have one, Razin Vidashu or Razvin Vidashu for $1.99. Thank you so much for the donation. I'm sorry I butchered your name. I truly am. Herb Morsiglio. What do you think about HBO's Watchmen, Woke? Hopefully I answered the question right now. You can all see that right there. That is most definitely how I feel about it. Yes, it goes full on woke. Of course, we have to see the story and see how it plays out, but the character descriptions pretty much say it all.
Yeah.
David Morris for $2. You missed my super chat. Oh no. Hang on. Let me go back up there. I'm going up, David, all the way. Silhouette animator. I'm going. It must have been way up here. There it is. Why not have Qyburn invent gunpowder or learn to? Oh yeah, I did. I meant to get to this one too. Okay, why not? Sorry about that, David. I truly apologize. 5 pounds. God, I hope you didn't have to wait that long. Why not have Qyburn invent gunpowder or learn to stabilize wildfire? How can scorpions shoot so high? Seeing the correct leaks, the show ends terribly. Terribly. It ends not just bad, folks, not just disappointing. The man says terribly, and I 100% agree with the way it ends. It's very consistent what we've gotten in the last 2 episodes. Scorpions can't shoot that high on a fucking ship that's going up and down in the water. They just can't.
Are we talking actual scorpions, or that like a type of soldier is called scorpion?
A ballista.
Oh, okay.
A ballista. Yeah.
Right.
David Morris, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, as Odin says. Peter Davis, an Australian, $10. Game of Thrones will probably end with betrayal, or a witch will turn up. It will end with betrayal, I'm sure, because it's Game of Thrones. Nozamu Yum, $5. The darkness of the Battle of Winterfell is not a big deal. If it was awesomely written, I would cheer all through the darkness. That wasn't the problem. Yeah, that wasn't the main problem. No. I said that on my review. I can forgive technical stuff all the time if I have a good story. I like Doctor Who. I like people in paper mache suits with like plastic tubing that they got at the hardware store, but it's good storytelling, so I buy into it. But you have Star Trek Discovery, which is this really shiny turd. Kills it every time. Dominated SJWs telling stories, just don't ruin ours. Don't mind SJWs telling stories, just don't ruin ours. Exactly. They can tell all the stories they want. That's the biggest difference. Some nobody for $2. That's the biggest difference, is the people crying for tolerance are the least tolerant.
Oh, yeah, I've been
the
saying that
people-
for years.
The people who were who used to be with this channel were crying for tolerance, who I've never done anything against personally, unfriended me on Facebook, unsubscribed to my channel, talk shit about me. By the way, I wouldn't have known this until I got an email today. That's how I found
Wow.
out. I don't really care, but these are the people who preach tolerance. I just want to point out the hypocrisy.
Mhm.
I fully expect this. And, you know, again, if I'm living rent free in somebody's head who I haven't talked to in months, get some help. Get some help. Resentments are a killer. It's like taking poison and expecting somebody else to get sick. That's
Yeah,
that's a
it
resentment.
really is.
Yeah,
That's the thing that's so
Um,
crazy about it. You got to let shit go.
exactly. Exactly. Really do. I have. Loquacious Primate $5. Do you think the muddy darkness of episode 3 was an honest but failed attempt to at realism, or just due to laziness of writing, shooting, and editing? I think it was bad post-production. I think the shooting on the actual master film, you probably can see everything. You could probably see it just fine. If you get it on I'm not going to buy it on a Blu-ray, but if you buy it on a Blu-ray, you will probably be able to see it just fine. But there's a major compression going on there too. But I think it was bad post-production, and the writing was definitely, it was.
Hey,
They were-
Gary. So we fancy saying with Facebook, you just go to settings, your Facebook information, download your information. That's
Okay.
how you should get it.
Cool. Email me that. Do you think? Yeah, so I think it was the editing. The editing and shooting was shoddy. But the laziness was in the putting it all in one episode. So it was just the intent. I mean, listen, it wasn't just The Long Night. It wasn't The Last of the Starks. It was season 7. It was the decision to make it 6 episodes instead of 5. There's people who are eating this stuff up and still loving it, and that's fine. Collider's having the greatest time with this. Go for it. That's fine. I'm a little more, I don't know, I'm a little more discerning with my storytelling. That's all. But not that much. Really not that much. I like comic books. I'm pretty easy to
All
please.
we're asking is for basic storytelling.
Yeah.
And they're not even
Yeah.
sharing that. That's,
I'm just the only thing I'm asking for in this channel is get shit back into the center and make it fun again.
yeah.
But they are just hell-bent on being political and being a platform.
I'm waiting for Parcheesi to have politics in it.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
going to happen, folks.
Bruce Lombardo, $4.99. Your shipment of BRCC, that's that coffee, right, is on the way to the casa. Gracias, amigo. And I start my new job Monday. Glory to Arstotzka. I can't pronounce that. Arstotzk. Arstotzka. Glory to it, Bruce Lombardo. And thank you for the coffee, my friend. And good luck in your new job. I wish you all the success. I hope you're owning and running that place pretty damn soon. And that coffee I blew through it, man. Oh, God, it was good. Griff, The Ride, $2. Thanks, Gary. You've inspired me to read A Song of Ice and Fire. It's good. I just don't want to disappoint you if you never get an ending, but I think you'll get some kind of an ending eventually. Griff, brilliant. Thank you for the $2. Oh boy. Mudak. Dire Mudak. I didn't say that right, but for 549 pounds, only just subbed and been spreading the word. And after I F up your name like that, I'm so sorry. Only just subbed and been spreading the word. Keep the awesomeness. Your videos on Game of Thrones have been therapy for me and my rage and upset over it. Thanks. You are so welcome. And believe me, it's therapy for me as well. It's very cathartic. Cobra Kai is the best new show. Richard Weffes, $2, and announced with a season 3 today. So congratulations.
That's
to Cobra
awesome.
Kai. And it is. Captain Spire, $5. The woke can't make us laugh. No, they can't. Give us a story or
Well, the woke
substance.
aren't going to make you laugh. That's the thing.
Yep. The woke
Because comedy's bad.
comedy's evil. The woke can't make us laugh, give us a story or substance, but they can make us angry. Comics, movies, TV. It seems they feel it is their victory. It seems it's their right and their entitlement. That's what they feel like. And the only thing they can come back with is you just hate. You just hate. No. Yeah. Well, okay. I do hate the storytelling. I hate it. It's bad. It's ruining our pop culture. It's ruining something that, something that I made my living off of for quite some time, not just like some idle habit or hobby. It's a habit for sure. So yeah. And listen, we're not going to stop. We're just not going to stop, but we're going to stop here. I'm going to do a little bit of chat because I feel like, God, I wish I could just read it all. I will be doing a live stream tomorrow on Twitch, and it's also going to be on Nerdrotic Live once my voice comes back, which should be about noon tomorrow. So we can continue the conversation there. And that way we can just get more conversational in the chat. That's why I've got the other channels. It's a more intimate affair. But thank you all for showing up tonight. The Game of Thrones talk, unfortunately, for some who are sick of hearing about it, and I'm not, because I'm not done with it yet. We'll continue on Sunday. Good morning from the UK, Gary Harrison. Good morning. So Sunday, I do a pre-Game of Thrones on the Nerdrotic Live channel at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. We go right up till the episode airs. Then I watch the episode. Then Doomcock joins me right here 15 minutes after the episode airs. I'm going to try to get another guest on who's pretty badass. And by the finale, I'm going to try to get 2 guests on. So it'll be me and Doomcock. It'll be like an Uber panel. It'll be great. It'll be fun. Hopefully. Hopefully it'll be good therapy. We can just get a good laugh. And we can read the memes. The memes are, okay. Let me try to find one or two memes to leave you guys with, because oh my god, I was laughing so hard last night, and it feels good to laugh at this stuff because it's just super memeable now.
Dead air.
Well, you can read chat. Can you see the chat?
Yeah, I can see the chat.
You can always read when I'm reading something. I was trying to pre-read my meme here. I should go back to the wall of Warren. I saw. What is it? No one. Okay, there's a couple there. These are just the first 2 I'm bringing up here. This is from courtesy of the Free Folk. But no, just sit there being quiet. Comics Division. It's okay. Great co-hosting.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Way to go, ass.
What are you fucking new? Jesus. I should
Hey, man, it's your show.
It's not like you didn't freaking live stream with England team like every other day for 3 years or 2 years. I should have gone back to the wall and warned them, but I saw what I saw. I saw the White Walkers. People need to know. No, they won't end up being much of a problem. Don't need to generate any hype. Believes in equality for women, loves the big women just the way she is. When rejected by a woman, he doesn't flip out. Call the woman names, cause a scene, doesn't call the woman name, cause a scene. Even in a drunk stupor, he handles the rejection well and still respects the big woman. Be like Tormund. Goodest boy that ever lived. Yeah, Ghost. And Dead John, he probably should just fucking stay dead. Okay, so the biggest meme is Varys coming on the shore in The Last of the Starks and him coughing up. And that is what everybody, that's, you see little Danny here and the flame coming out. Yes. Asking nicely. Tyrion preseason 4, Tyrion in season 8. Varys no cock. Khaleesi, please. Game of Thrones quality. Emily Clark acting season 8. Oh! How to lose a fan base in 10 days.
Oh, that's fucking great. Oh, man.
One of them is
Oh.
forgetting, so is the other. A fabulous, fresh, and totally expected subverting battle for the throne. Oh, God, that was good.
That hurts so much.
Right as if Dave Benioff and DB Weiss will get to finish the story if you don't. Right. Yeah, that's true. That's Daenerys. Free Folk, Dan and Dave, A Song of Ice and Fire. Okay, so A Song of Ice and Fire is the yay Game of Thrones Reddit, and Free Folk is where we do not kneel. Now, I was afraid they were kind of turning into wussback. Free Folk, if you're out there, you were turning. After a long night, I saw a lot of you going, we should just appreciate for what you are. I'm like, what, am I on the Song of Ice and Fire Reddit? Because I thought I was on the Free Folk Reddit, where people don't kneel. And now you went back to this, and now you have all my respect. Yeah. When people started disliking the show in season 5, see more and more fans turning against D&D. And these are people ahead of me, okay? Life is unfair. Yeah. The ancient prophecy of Azora High. Some dumb comment you made years ago to some 12-year-old girl about closing eyes. It turns out I've been banging my aunt. It's okay. I had sex with Gendry. I can't see the phone. I gave Tyrion a hand job in the crypts during the Battle of Winterfell. She used her spit as lubricant. That's nasty. That's a nasty one. That wasn't very funny. You guys got to be funny. Me, after reading multiple contradicting leaks, rumors about HBO's misinformation campaign, of Freaky Doctor's comments about fake leakers. Freaky Doctor is like the leaker of HBO, by the way. HBO's multiple ending, and after watching D&D's nonsensical writing throughout the season, contradictory cast interviews, and red herrings throughout the show, everyone is your enemy. Everyone is your friend. Yes. Oh, wait. Yeah, I got to be careful. Let's turn that off right now. I think there was some spoilers in there. So, yeah, that's it, folks. I wanted to leave you off. There was one good one in there. There was one fucking solid one in there. That was good. Oh, geez. So, Crossbreed de jour for $5. Loving the show. What killed Game of Thrones for me was all the magic disappearing. We only have one dragon left, and of course, writing characters to shit. Yeah. The magic was supposed to build up as time went on, and they just got rid of it because they didn't like it. You can tell what Dan and Dave didn't like.
That's unfortunate.
It is. It's really sad and unfortunate, and that's what we got. So we're gonna skip out. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna go over the super chats. If I missed another one, I will repeat it on Monday's nooner and on the Game of Thrones live stream. Okay. Amy Johnson is our newest mod. Everybody welcome her. Thank you so much. Amy, it's a pleasure to have you. Mark Lazerth, Chris Persia. Who else was there? Cotton Candy Beard Gary. Who else were the other wrenches? Douglas Nelson's here. Did I say Chris Persia already? And of course, Pen Farm Girl, who I haven't seen in a while. I think Pen Farm Girl likes Game of Thrones. She doesn't want to hear me talking shit about it, but that's the way it goes. We Fancy, what's up? How's it going? There it is. Thanks, We Fancy. Go to your information, download your information, and you could just download it there.
Yeah, I copied their information and stuck it and messaged you on Twitter.
I
just
didn't
think you're
say
doing
that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I was reading a super chat at the time. Mods, you're awesome. I know there's a lot of people who still like Game of Thrones and they're mad at me for not liking a show, but that's the way it is. I don't judge anybody for liking the show. If you still enjoy the show, that's great. Good for you. I mean, awesome. I mean, no judgment on your character or anything. Just don't judge me for not liking it. And if you do, well, then, you know, you do. I can't do much about it. But everybody here, thank you again. We hit 81,000 subscribers. That is a freaking miracle.
That's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was 7-8 months ago. We had 5,000. So it's been a lot of reasons. Doctor Who, Captain Marvel. But
I remember when you had 1,000 subs.
Yeah, I hit 1,000 subs December.
Actually, I think I remember when you had 700.
Yeah, I hit 1,000 December like 17th, 2017. And then most of 2018, I started creeping up a little bit. And then at the end of the year, Doctor Who happened. And then Captain Marvel happened. But then this has been nuts. This has been the craziest of them all. Because a week ago, I was at like 63,000. So I've gotten like 20,000 in like 10 days. It's been nuts. So I suppose I should make more Game of Thrones videos. I don't know. I don't want to like burn it out.
Well, it's a hot topic right now. So
Yeah.
you gotta make what's hot, man.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I can't just pull something out of my ass. I got an idea for one that I'm going to come out with tomorrow. So how's that sound? I'll do it tomorrow. And so what I will do with this live stream, because it went super uber long, is I'll keep it up for a little while and make sure it doesn't like torpedo, because sometimes the long ones torpedo your algorithm. And of course I'm watching for it. I'm really trying to get to 100K, trying to make that happen.
No, I'm pretty sure it'll happen probably within the next couple months.
Maybe that'd be cool. But we'll keep it up for, I mean, I'll keep it up till the morning. So if somebody's listening to it now and you want to finish it up, I always put these over on nerdrotic.com, whether I keep them up on the channel or not. So it'll be there. Unfortunately, we won't have the chat now starting next week. Anytime I put a live stream somewhere, it will have the chat. I have figured out a way to do it that doesn't like destroy my machine. So yeah, so chat will be included for any unlisted live stream. Now, if I unlist it, you can still find it. There is a playlist at the bottom of my channel called recent upload or recent live streams. It'll always be there. Even if I unlist it, you'll be able to find it there. So if you want to find any old live streams, just go to the bottom or DM me. I can send you the link. But this is going to stay on the channel for a little while, which means I got to make a cover for it. I know Doomcock did a 7-hour one. Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
That's nuts. But it's 12:22, so I got to go. And so does Comics Division. It's 2 a.m. Thank you, everybody. You guys are brilliant. And did I see another super chat flying there? Oh, Gamer Gambit for 2. Damn you, Gamer Gambit. Been here since 5,000. Keep on rocking, Gamer Gambit. You're the best. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody. Comics Division, plug your channel, please.
Let me find the link and copy and send it to you folks.
You plug, I will put the link in.
Okay. Well, anyway, hey everyone, I'm Comics Division. Hopefully you know that by now. You can go and find me on the Twitters and the Gab at Comics Division, spelled exactly the same way as you see it here in the chat. I should probably post something so you can guys go see it. I know that a few of you too have been asking about my PO box. Let me grab that and I'll send that too. I honestly think it was just like one person, but I'll send it anyway. So yes, I finally have that on my about page as well. So yeah, who is Comics Division? Yeah, I don't know, Dr. Vateman. Who is Comics Division? So yeah, I make videos occasionally. I at least try and do twice a week. My last video was talking about the whole thing with Facebook bounding into comics. I have another social media video coming out about the whole thing with people being banned and why it's a bad thing. And I'm kind of curious, is anyone really interested in a Unicorn Store review? Because I'm seriously thinking about maybe doing one.
If you do one, allow me to make a suggestion.
Go for it.
I mean, because it's been so long. Do put some like put a week into it and do like a Mahler breakdown of it. Like nobody's done that yet. I mean, a lot of people talked about it, and that's good. But put some work into it. Like break it down, because like nobody's done that, and believe me, there is so many effing stupid things in that goddamn movie. Like I was tempted as hell to do it, but I was on vacation. I watched it on vacation. Damn near ruined my Italian vacation watching. There was a scene where she kicks down her father. Her father built her this beautiful playhouse, and she just for shits and giggles kicks it down in front of him. And then he goes, "I'm sorry, I built you a bad playhouse." And she never says, "Oh, sorry, Dad," or anything. She just tears it down right in front of him with her friend. So the movie is about like anti-patriarchy, but she needs men's approval throughout the whole thing. And at the end, she's trying to get a unicorn, which is the ultimate phallic symbol. Dude, break down this movie. You can get into Bree's mind. I'm just telling you, there's comedy gold in this. I just don't have time to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that I have to, dump some time in. It's part of the reason why I don't review shows currently, because it's something I'd have to script, and it would probably take me a couple days to record it. So
gotcha.
Yeah, because I would like to do some Orville reviews. I might just do a season recap, and maybe start up next season. So, I don't know. Kind of depends on what people want to watch.
Yeah. They decide. Unicorn Store 2. Don't say that, Fat Gandalf.
Jesus.
Oh, by the way, yeah, I gotta like change the description and everything. So IO9 had a dumb article about Gandalf versus Dumbledore, and I mean, I was gonna
we kind of address that.
Yeah, kind of. Gandalf would kick his freaking ass. Yeah. I mean, I like listen, I know what the Harry Potter fandom's turned into, and it's kind of, I read the books with my kids, so just the books, not thinking about separating from crazy pants J.K. Rowling and that fandom that's really turned very weird. Yeah, so
what's going on? Are they doing like a lot of shipping or something, or what?
Yeah, it's just like it's not anything I could
yeah,
it's
it's too adult.
It gets beyond fandom and turns into like there's way too many adults involved here, and there might be some serious creepers in here, so I don't want to be around it. Let's talk John Wick 3. It says Richard Wetfist for $2, and Bruce Lombardo says hit that like button on the way out for $1.99. Thank you so much. And yeah, we will talk John Wick 3 when the movie comes out. I will be reviewing it here. I will be live here when after it comes out. I'll be on the channel.
I guess that means I should go watch the previous two movies then.
You should. Yeah, I know they've always been weird, but I haven't really been into the fandom. I just read the books. That's true. I mean, I'm not going to Nova Zero. I'm not going to argue with you. Good night, everybody. Everybody have a great night. Go subscribe to Comics Division. Check out all our friends in the Fandom Menace. If you go to my channel, hit see Friends of Nerdrotic. There's all our maulers in there, Doomcock and Geeks and Gamers and World Class Bullshitters and all our friends, all our butts. And I will see you all soon. Game of Thrones video coming out. And don't forget Sunday. Pre Game of Thrones, then the show. Then, of course, Dictor Van Doomcock and I will be reviewing the latest disaster from Dan and Dave. Everybody have a great day. Go to nerdrotic.com for my live stream schedule, and may the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Good night.